only happens in the winter months.
Yeah, when there's like some sort of static thing going on.
Yeah.
Dry air from from lack of humidity from the heater.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I actually I used to, back when I used to rent apartments before I bought the place, I used to go around with one of those outlet testers that would show you if you've got it open or dead ground or anything like that. I remember like going through an apartment like with a manager, like just looking at the place, like plugging into outlets, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm testing the outlets. I've like computer gear and audio gear here and stuff like that. Like, I want to make sure like you guys are grounding your outlets properly and everything is set up properly." And he was like, "Wow, you're the first person I've ever seen do that in like 20 years of like renting apartments." I'm like,
I like some of like, I'm trying to think, maybe like my great grandma or whatever. Some of those really old houses that like some of the outlets didn't even have the grounding pin. Like they didn't even. It was just like
No, my house didn't.
Yeah, they'll tie like ground to neutral or crazy shit like that.
And it'd be like one outlet per room.
Yeah, that's actually this room that I'm in right now only has one outlet.
It's like fucking Christmas Story where they like have this janky or Christmas Vacation. Yeah, where
Vacation. Yeah, where it's all stacked up with like the plugs. Same thing. Yeah, same joke.
Yeah.
So.
We're live.
I think we're live. I clicked the button to make sure that it was working, and apparently it's working so well that it didn't even give me the opportunity to say go live. It just went live. So
we're live.
Right. It's trained. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. It's working, and I'm not gonna fuck with it.
Yeah. Don't question it. Yeah. Don't bring any attention to it.
So I know, Steve, you got your face full of pollo.
Oh yeah, I'll put it down. I'll put the burrito down. Welcome everybody.
Something.
Burrito something. Welcome to the Arcade Hangout, where we talk about
things.
Instead of real dolls, they're gonna start Real Ape 2020 is what I put. For,
oh yeah, sorry to interrupt the introduction, but like
naked dog piles.
Naked dog piles, yeah, and scat throwing monkey dolls. So Dave, I was thinking about that. Like, you need to put that monkey. You need to buy a Congo. That's the perfect fucking topper for a Congo.
The little guy's new thing is he loves playing Simpsons on MAME. And we went to that vintage toy store because he says maybe we could sell my monkey at the store.
No.
I know, whatever. But the guy's like, I take it on consignment. It's probably not gonna, I probably would. I'm like, oh, maybe we'll see, because he's kind of. But he ended up buying all the Simpsons characters, and he really wants. I got a line on the Simpsons I can get really cheap. It's at my friend's bar, and the bar's so busy he wants more space for bar restaurant. He wants to put another table, so he's just keeping a few pins and a few games and. And he's like, he sent me a text saying, "Make offer."
Is it a pinball party, or is it the?
No, it's the Simpsons 4-player game.
The Konami game.
Yeah, sorry.
He's only going to keep some Simpsons. Some pinball machines and like 1 or 2 arcade games, because he's like, it's getting too busy. I need more room.
What pins does he have in there?
Huh?
What pins does he have in there?
Guardians, Terminator,
classic.
Addams Family, maybe. I don't know. I haven't played in a while. He had like 4.
Those are all fun.
Yeah. But he said they get more play than the games. And the Simpsons monitor is really dark, but it's original. And he says he's got an extra board, and he'll throw in an extra 25-inch monitor because he took the other monitor. Yeah, I could probably get it for $500.
I was going to say that's what I would probably offer.
I know. I might even offer him 4 because I'm like, I don't know, dude. I got to finish doing that game is so big.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's a huge footprint.
Yeah, and I still have to get 3 more games. I mean, I have a total of 14. Remember, I got that not stupid, I really want, is the Spy Hunter cockpit in my parents' garage. So that thing down.
Yeah, but just buy the Simpsons, replace the monitor, and then fucking sell it.
Well, it's probably got a K7000 in it. If you, I would rebuild that fucker and see what happens.
There you go.
No, I mean, it would be like, let him have fun with it for 6 months a year, and I could just trade it for something else.
Let him rack up the quarters and just beat it, and then they'll get bored with it.
He's beating it now on MAME because can hit 99 credits. But it's. I'd rather get the NBA Jam. He's got NBA Jam. Well, I sold him that NBA Jam, and now I'm like, ooh, like I could probably get it. I sold him for $650, and I could probably offer him $5, which is what I originally paid. So, but I could probably offer him 5 and he'll say, yeah, because I got the money out of it.
Damn, what time are you living in where you because those are all really good prices.
Yeah, really good.
Well, what that mean, Jim? He's had probably for when did I have it? Remember 2 years ago, probably.
Yeah,
I bought it for 5, sold it for. I think he paid more for that Simpsons, but he's had it for a while, so he's looking at. I did make some money on it, and now I want it the fuck out of here. So and he's like the monitors. It's not in perfect working shape, so he knows that. So he just texted me today. I saw him last week, and he's like, make me an offer. And I'm like, well, right now I have nowhere to put it. I don't have a storage unit anymore, and I park my car in the garage.
Speaking of offers, did you guys just see the cloth thread that Zyla posted?
Oh, no.
She's got a bunch of games. She's still trying to downsize. Make me an offer.
What did she post?
There was like probably about 10 games. There was the only thing that caught my attention was there was Terminator 2. Well, here I should pull it up.
Yeah, here I'll pull it up. I got it here. So Terminator 2, Super Pack, Primal Rage, Kangaroo, Afterburner, Big Blue with MVC.
The wrong Big Blue. Because that's why I was
Is
like,
it? Yeah. I thought that she had the flat top. Oh no, that's a different one than she had on the floor last time we were there. She had a flat top similar to the one you wanted. But yeah, that's like mine. MVC, Mr. Do Stern, a Spy Hunter, and Moon Cresta as a cocktail, though.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I've seen those actually pop up on Craigslist. It's like, I don't know what's it with like anytime I've seen a Moon Cresta for sale, it's always been a cocktail.
Yeah. I like that game, but
I
like Steve's cabinet, that upright cabinet. That's way better. Shame. I like that game a lot, but not a cocktail.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I like the.
She's still. I don't even know if is she still in Denver, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
The Terminator 2. I think that was the one that Sam Wyo and his brother, when we went to hyperspace one time, spent like the entire get together just playing Terminator 2, and
no shit,
they didn't finish it.
What?
That's a long game.
It was basically
that's a long
play.
Game.
And, it's the end. Like you have to get like something like the right weapons or something. Like
no, the truck's really hard when you get to the truck stage, where it keeps. You're driving in the truck and the helicopter keeps coming at you, and you got to fight off the helicopter. You're talking about the shooting game, right?
Yeah, the gun game.
It's like a choke point for a lot of people. It's a lot easier to do with 2 people.
Is that right at the very end?
It's almost the end of the game, yeah. Okay. And the helicopter keeps coming at you, and you got to keep shooting it away. And what ends up happening a lot of times is it just rams you. It's very difficult to fight off.
That's like the helicopter scene in the Turtles game, like the original where you're on skateboards. Because those things drop all these fucking bombs, and if you get hit once, you get hit multiple times, and you're just fucked.
Yeah, my toes.
Well, not that one, not Turtles in Time, but
yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't get annoying at all, though. Those sounds.
Yeah. Who turned out the lights? Pizza time. There's like 5 or 6 sound bites in that thing. Tonight I dine on turtle soup. So anywho, welcome to the Arcade Hangout, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm done with my burrito.
Looks good, man. I was like,
it was delicious.
Now it's only a matter of time.
I know I should take Andrew to this Mexican food place we have here. It's really good. It's way better than that one we took Keith you took. I don't like that one.
That midnight taco
place, I like Mr. Taco, but Mr. Taco closes like at I think 10 or 9, but that place is 24 hours. Yeah. So I think it was pretty late when we went.
It was post banning, I think.
Yeah. So let's see, what do I got? I got
okay.
Go ahead, Gak.
Well, I got an email from the your favorite toy company, Replicade.
You get
that was on my news list, but go ahead.
Arcade 1-Up? No.
Yeah, New Wave Toys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't responded or picked anything. I don't know if there was a cutoff time or date.
For the
Go ahead,
BOGO,
explain it.
The buy one get one for 50% off.
No, this one was like voting to upsize your Dragon's Lair cabinet or something like that.
Wait, what?
I didn't see that.
I didn't
Something
get that
to do a
email.
12-inch or something. Are they normally? Are they 12 inches normally?
Yeah, they're all, normally. Yeah.
I don't
know.
I'll find it here.
Mine was like confirm your
Do the
address or
I
something.
didn't even see that. When did you get that email about?
Yeah, I didn't get that email.
Within the last few days.
Fill out the survey.
The survey is just your address for shipping.
Did you guys fill that out? Was I supposed to? I did.
Yeah. You have to fill that out so they can confirm your mailing address to make sure it hasn't changed since they started the.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. Okay.
They do that with every one of them, but because sometimes the
kickstarters last for like I'm doing it right now.
People move. But wait,
that's not what the news I was going to say. I didn't see the upgrade.
Maybe I misread it. I'm trying to find it now. Continue. It's going to take me a minute here.
Continue.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk about their announcement that they made on Facebook. So get this, Andrew, and
shut the front door.
Gak got one. I got one. Dave from Buffalo and 34K. Okay, and some other people we know. Well, guess what? We're not getting it in March.
Coronavirus.
All because of the coronavirus. They were slated to be right on time, but that damn coronavirus threw a monkey wrench in everything.
Either that or that's a brilliantly timed excuse.
Yeah,
with their usual ship dates slipping.
Yeah, they said it was all. I think, what is it? Because they're waiting for certain parts, or
it's well, they're waiting for parts to come from in country, and they don't have the factory workers because they're all staying on an extended New Year's holiday.
Oh, that's right.
Fuck you!
That basically pushes stuff back too.
Yeah, that's pushing stuff back.
Yeah.
So basically, their factory has no little hands to put the things together.
So yeah, I think they get their machines built and assembled in China, I believe.
Yeah,
right?
They
get it. They get like shipments of pallets.
They drop ship from China to us.
But they do play test them though. So they and there's even a little sticker on it that said tested by number 46 or 22 or whatever.
Tested by Carl.
Yeah.
Anderson.
So I guess I'm looking at the email here, and I guess I misread it. It says, "Do you want your reward for backing replicated mini Dragon's Lair machine replica 12-inch tall?" I think I just kind of skipped over some words, and it was like, "Do you want it to be 12 inches tall?" Is the way I kind of read it.
That's what she says.
Yeah. So let me see if it's on YouTube. There's a video showing the.
I'm in my own bubble right now. Lots of penis jokes, making myself laugh.
Penis.
Yeah.
Tick 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 tick.
Yeah, tick 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 tick.
They didn't post it on YouTube. Okay, well, it's on Facebook, on their Facebook page. They posted a video. It's in one of those Facebook embedded videos, and they show the machine playing. You can have a setting in there to turn on or off the marquee. They turned it off in this one so you can see real clearly the scoreboard and the screen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't interfere, And the guy playing it knows how to play it. And he's going through all the levels and he's showing the scores change as he's doing the moves and stuff. So I'm like,
he got pretty far, but there was no drawbridge.
No, and there's not supposed to be a drawbridge. That's later ROM revision.
So are we going to be able to play both versions?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that was a question I asked them. There's different settings. So you can have the factory out the door version. That's like what'll be standard. That one does not have drawbridge. And then there's a later ROM revision that shows the drawbridge. I mean, it was always on the disc. It was they just jumped.
Yeah.
It just jumped to the part where it's da da da.
Right. Yeah. Straight through the gate. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as it zooms in on the castle. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. I think that it's kind of weird.
I mean, the drawbridge is on my iPhone one.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think it's two moves. I think it's swing and it's sword and up, I think.
think it's just one.
Is it? Is it just sword? That's it?
I don't know.
I think because you're.
I thought it was just up.
I think it's just up.
I think it's just up.
Is it really?
Yeah,
the first scene.
Because you got to use your sword against those little.
It swings it, but I don't think you actually have to do an input for it though. I think if you just like basically as soon as you fall, you just tap up, and then you
can get
climbs back up. Yeah.
Sometimes Dragon's Lair has different moves that still will get you through it.
Yeah.
Like the Goonie Goon guys. The ones, those little purple dudes that go, that chase. There's like different ways to get through that room. You don't always have to use sword. You can push up and it'll do the sword, which is really weird. Yeah.
When you're on the raft, there was different ways too. You can either hit left or when you're in it, go forward.
Or go up. Exactly. Yeah. So there's different ways you can do it. Yeah. I carry.
Like, the rapids when you shoot, like where it goes like the different color water, you just push up to get through the diff.
Yeah, but if you push up too early, you're dead.
Right.
But you could click left early. So so as soon as you see that the river on the left or whatever, you can hit left, or you can wait till you get in it and then push up.
Did they give a date safer when they're supposed to be, or no?
It was supposed to be released near the end of this in March.
Oh, they just said unknown kind of thing.
No, they said April now. They're out a month. They're
supposed to be shipped in March, but now it's being shipped in April. Unless who knows? They may get more delayed because
coronavirus they said is fucking up the. What's that, Gak?
You can't see it. It says backer number 668.
Oh,
I was like quantity too late.
Neighbor of the beast.
Yes.
Guys, I put a deposit on the game.
Oh.
And I have to
Willy Wonka?
No, it's Dragon's Lair. I got Dragon's Lair. I'm so excited. I couldn't.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, it's in Niagara Falls, Ontario, which is 20 minutes away.
Niagara Falls.
So I'm very
not the little tiny one we're talking about.
No, I'm talking about
He put it.
They're talking about the good one up here by me.
The big boy version.
He's got the $90 one on layaway.
But I'm like, what a better segue. You guys got me all like, I'm popping a boner here. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to have one finally.
But speaking of deposits on Wonka, I just got the email that my taxes are done and my refund is substantially larger than I was anticipating. So
good for you.
As soon as now the dreaded wait for that to be deposited. And then then I'm calling up the distributor immediately and get me a Wonka.
I'll take a Wonka, please. Just one this time. Yeah. Maybe two next time.
Two? What do you mean you only opened two?
I don't care very much for chocolate.
Hey, Gak, where does it tell you what? Two? Gak, where does it tell you what backer number you are?
So that was after I filled out the information, and then it went on. You had to log in to the Kickstarter thing, and then there's 3 tabs for you to check. Did I close it?
Tab can't give you a tab unless you order something.
Yeah.
I just watched all 3 of those movies.
So there was
so good.
Basically like 3 things that you could select, and one was like your shipping address, maybe one was status or something like that. I don't remember now. And that's the one that said your backer number. If you scroll down on
that. Okay, select an address.
So it's once you're in the Kickstarter. Once you sign into Kickstarter.
Oh, you beat me. I'm backer number 750. So there you go. I clearly delayed on that one.
Wait, so where do I don't even want to.
So if you go to log in to look at the projects and then click on View Pledge at the very, very bottom of that, it has.
I don't even remember what my login is.
Oh well, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up here. Dave, it is. No, your login credentials are. Yeah.
I mean, now I'm excited about it, but I'm more excited to pick the other one up.
I'm like, and it's all fully working?
I don't know. He doesn't know. He bought it out of a collection. It's got 2 Laserdisc players and 2 PCBs. Ooh, the guy locally fixed my Betamax. This real small shop. I called him today, and I'm like, hey, I got something on the bike. Do you fix Laserdisc players? He goes, absolutely. So if they're so I'll bring them both. So I'm highly confident that I'll get it working because
Franz, right? Is his name?
Nice.
Oh, I'm backer 224.
You know, it's like
early.
Precision audio, so I called him today, and he's like, "Oh, what's wrong with it?" I go, "I have no idea, but I'm assuming both are not working."
Yeah.
I go, "I just wanted to." My cousin Brian's like, "Maybe somebody could fix it." I'm like, "Oh, that shop on Main Street. Fuck yeah, that guy could fix it. He's got tons of old tech." And I took the Betamax. Not that the VCR is different than Laserdisc, but that's why I asked him.
You're like Dave. It's just the interlock switch on the back of the cabinet.
Yeah,
no,
it's a fuse.
The only thing that's it was on Facebook. Arcade Exchange. He had that. He had an iRobot listed in a Omega Race. But it's got a chunk about the size of a basketball knocked out of the. I mean, you could see it. You could see the sidearm on one side. So maybe we can just glue it because it's not structural. Like I don't know what the hell he was doing. Something must have probably fell and just holy crap and knocked the chunk off. And he said he bought it in a lot years ago from a collector. And he's like, well, after I knocked the chunk off, I'm like, screw it. I don't want it anymore anyway.
Huh. So out of curiosity, what was he asking on the iRobot?
Yeah. Or all of them?
I think he was asking 3,000 Canadian. So, and then when I sent him
that's like $250
US. $250.
I don't even have to leave this. I'm just gonna keep playing that sound all night.
Two.
I mean, that's
What do you mean
that seems like a pretty solid price for an iRobot. Of course, unknown condition.
It said it had a glitch, and my pictures on my Dragon.
Probably the power supply.
But,
yeah, no doubt. Fucking piece of shit power supply. That's a good price.
Well, to be honest, I thought because I threw him an offer, then he's like, well, someone's gonna buy a lot, and then someone offered him more on the iRobot, so he decided to sell them individually. Someone just snaked in just for the iRobot, and so he's like, okay, so that was lucky for me. And I'm thinking, all right, I got to send this guy another thing because I'm literally 20 minutes away. Like he's right over, like I'm 20 minutes from Niagara Falls, New York. And I said, this was in Hamilton. And I'm like, well, how far are you from the bridge? He goes, well, 5 minutes from, he goes, the games are actually in Niagara Falls. I'm like, oh my God, that's 20 minutes from my house.
Wow.
So it's like, there was no thinking there. It's like, when am I going to ever.
Right in your backyard, yeah.
It's my backyard. We'll see, though. I mean, the pictures blow unless I pull out the Laserdisc players and they're full of water. It's like,
it's the discs too. Like, I mean, what kind of?
I have one.
Yeah,
I do have a disc. Okay, I have a disc. Yeah. So we'll see. It comes with the disc.
Nothing else. You can always do
and an extra PCB.
Yeah, Dexter Merlin set up too. If nothing else,
just put the Replicate under the hood and with the adapter to the TV.
I can play it.
That's right. It does have the adapter, right?
You open up Dave's full-size Dragon Slayer cabinet, and inside is the little replicated one. That's what's sourcing it
with an HDMI out. It's just an empty
That'd be
cabinet.
a hilarious picture.
Yes,
it'd be like Men in Black, the little guy driving.
Exactly.
I think it's pretty awesome that it's going to have an HDMI out port.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And you get the scoreboard. I mean, that's
because of the stretch goals or whatever. Right?
Yeah, it did really well. I think it's one of their most successful Kickstarters ever.
Mm-hmm. I think it's for these guys. I think it's their best.
And not just because Ma gave them some feedback and input.
Well, I made it better. That's for sure.
Yeah, the sticker for the scoreboard would not have cut it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think they were thinking about maybe doing that, but I don't know. But yeah, no, they were going to do things like make it the cropped DVD release, which is 16:9, and that actually cuts off the 4:3 to make it letterboxed, which is I hate that type of. It's like Simpsons on Disney Plus,
right? Where they ruin the jokes.
Yeah, they ruin the jokes. It cuts off like text and things in the background for the joke, and you don't see it.
Hey, here's a question: can my 7-year-old watch Simpsons? I haven't watched Simpsons forever. Is it way too much? Or no, he's not going to get the jokes.
It's not like Family Guy. It's way more tame than that.
No, it's super tame.
I started watching Simpsons when I was seven or 8.
I mean, I haven't even watched it, so I'll be, I've watched it sporadically, and I always like the ones I watch. So we could watch it, right? And it's all.
Yeah, I think probably the earlier ones where Bart's a little bit more the focus rather than the later ones where Homer becomes the focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's really bad in the earlier ones.
Yeah.
Well, he likes Homer anyway. But I mean, it is. But I could revisit it. He's never even seen. He's only played the Simpsons game. But he loves all the characters. But I'm like thinking, I could watch Simpsons, and my daughter's like, Dad, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know either.
It's a family. I mean, it's a family show. It's made to be. They play it on Sundays at like 7 p.m. So I mean, it's not like
it's a little bit of deviant behavior, but it's nothing bad.
No,
there's no real profanity other than maybe ass once in a while or something like that.
Oh God, no.
I remember when way back when Simpsons were like maybe its first year in, I was at a sci-fi convention or something in LA, and I was in the trade area, you know, the where you buy shit area. And there was a bootleg, you know, the people that sell bootleg tapes and shit. Well, somebody was selling a bootleg tape of just Simpsons, all the Simpsons that have ever been seen on the Tracy Ullman show. So, because that was never officially released to my knowledge.
Nope.
Yeah. So, and when you're watching it, you kind of understand why, because every second Homer's beating up on Bart all the time.
Really?
Smacking him and strangling him. His eyeballs are popping out. And
the classic strangle with like you strangle with the zigzag tongue thing.
Yeah. And and there's the one that's kind of weird where the kids all decide to become pagans. We're gonna be pagans, and they all take off their clothes, running around naked and stuff. I was like, wow, this is not like the show at all. So, but yeah,
okay. So I'm gonna show my ignorance. Simpsons on the I mean, I watched some Tracy Ullman show, but I had no idea there was any connection.
That's where the Simpsons started.
Yeah, that's where they originated from.
It's shorts from Tracy Ullman.
Yeah, just like a couple minutes long or a few minutes.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, I had
reminds me of Beavis and Butthead a little bit.
No idea
how they got their start.
Yeah, that Mike Judge was making those cartoons in his garage and showing it to his friends. He'd have parties and show them the latest Beavis and Butthead episode. And he had a couple other characters too that actually morphed into Office Space. He had a cartoon
and King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
Yeah, King of the Hill too. Yeah, he had a cartoon series called Milton. And the guy who with the stapler, you know, in Office Space, that was the cartoon. It was all about him. Really, really, it was all about that guy.
Awesome.
And they're on YouTube if you hunt, I think. But they're really crude, you know. They're you know, because Mike Judge animated them all. So in an interview, go ahead.
It was like probably late 80s, early 90s. There's this old movie theater downtown Sacramento, the Crest Theater. I don't know if Carrie's familiar with that. They used to do this thing called the Sick and Twisted Festival of Animation.
Oh yeah, Spike and Mike.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, they go all around. Yeah, they would hit here too.
Yeah.
So Ren and Stimpy seeing
Dirty
that
Birdie
there.
thing.
Dirty Birdie. Yeah, that's where I saw that too. Yeah. Really young, I saw that there.
Yep.
But he would submit those to Spike and Mike. In fact, anybody could submit their videos.
Yeah.
And
Sick and Twisted animated festivals. They had a couple other things they did too.
It started as just a regular animation festival.
Yeah.
And then what would happen is people would submit really sick shit.
Yeah.
And that would be popular. And then you know,
you guys remember the animation of the dog taking a shit on the lawn?
Oh yeah, dog pile.
It's just like a massive shit, just like coming out of his butt.
It's like quivering out of his butthole. And
yes,
his giant shit.
It's like bigger than the dog.
So
itself.
descriptive.
Yes.
And then somebody fell out of a window.
I don't remember that.
Sorry, no, that was the dog pile thing from Mock last week.
Oh yes, the dog pile. There we go.
Sorry.
I don't remember that.
It was your story about the dog pile.
Oh, that, yeah, the dog pile. Dog pile.
I'm sorry.
I was like thinking about the cartoon.
Yeah, sorry. Throw him back to last week.
And we were all naked and
yes.
Who
got the boner first?
God, that was funny.
I listened back on that and was cracking up. Whoever gets the boner first is loser.
Loser, yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh my God. But I used to go to those I used to go all the time to all those. I have a bunch of DVDs from them too of the Sick and Twisted shows. Some were moved. A lot of those animators moved on to be like do hit shows. Like Dexter's Laboratory was somebody that came from Sick and Twisted. Who else? Same with Wes Archer. He moved on to do Rick and Morty, and I know there's everybody.
Yeah.
Powerpuff Girls came from somebody from
another great show
as well. Right. Yeah, all those. Yeah. So it's kind of like it's your Cal Arts. A lot of people for their final have to do a cartoon, and sometimes they'll, if it's good enough, they'll submit it to Spike and Mike, and they'd have it in their show.
Do they still do those?
I think they do. Well, one of the guys is dead. I don't remember which one.
It's been almost 30 years. I mean,
he's been dead for a while, and the other guy,
93, 94 was probably like the last time I saw one.
Same here. Yeah,
it was definitely mid 90s when I lived out in California that I saw him in
but
Santa Cruz, I think.
Okay.
They still do the DVDs though and things.
Okay.
If you ever get a chance, there's a really funny local animator way back in the day, I think in the 90s, did this animation about San Diego, about two girls going out and trying to find something to do, and one of them gets laid and stuff. It's called Hut Sluts. So check that out on YouTube. I just watched it not too long ago. I showed a friend of mine. He was racking up, they're hanging out at the beach, and there's even a funny part where they go back to their car from the beach, and there's one of those animation festival flyers on the car. What is this stupid thing? And she throws it away.
That's good.
But check out Hut Sluts when you get a chance. Maybe I'll put a link in the. It's so funny.
So sorry, Gak, you were talking about the theater that showed that. Was there more to that story? We kind of cut you off.
No, it just, you guys were talking about where Beavis and Butthead started, and then that just made me think of other, kind of twisted cartoon stuff that started. And it was Ren and Stimpy was the one I really remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, John Kay. Mm-hmm. Until he got busted.
It's like all these exaggerated facial expressions and like veins and just like gritting teeth and that.
I loved his exaggerated crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it go like not photorealistic, but a lot more realistic than the
the paintings that they do a cose up on.
Yeah.
Like people with really bad teeth or zits all over their face. And I love like Space Madness. That was such a good one. And the Happy Helmet, that was another classic. Yeah, those are fun.
Hot Sluts.
Hut Sluts.
Oh, sorry. I read that too fast. I was like, I'm not clicking on that link.
Yeah, no, Hut Slut. It's
for hot stuff.
It's one of the most popular Sick and Twisted ones that were out there. They would repeat that one a lot. It was just so funny. Anyway, yeah, check that one out after the show. It's good times. Oh, so anyway, any other arcade news? Gak, can I talk about Gak's discovery of I can't find anywhere else.
Okay.
I wish I could.
I did a little bit of searching. I'm sure the people in the chat could Google it too, but it's like the New York Sex Museum or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like this artsy museum that has all these different weird things in it, but there's like an arcade in it that has, weird sexual related games, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Loverboy.
They have a
Loverboy should have been there.
Yeah. So they have like a claw machine that it's all men's genitalia, dildos and whatnot. And then they have another claw machine next to it. It's all women's genitalia.
God.
Yeah.
Wait, I'd like to see what that looks
And then there's this game that's like people
tacos.
So these people are sitting there playing. I'm pretty sure
single boobs.
It's like you said, Mock. There isn't the best footage of it online, but like the old time arcades, like you'd see at a boardwalk where people go up and it's like horses racing to the finish line, right? But they're like all dildos. They're like dildos racing to the finish line. Yeah, and then
like Hop Along Peter.
The best one though was it looks like 3 or 4 toilet stalls. And it's like every other toilet stall, the door is shut, and you can see it's like fake legs below it, so it looks like someone's sitting in there.
That's my favorite.
And then the open ones, you go in there and you're standing like next to a toilet, and there's a scoreboard above, just like whack-a-mole, basically, right? A big digital screen with the score, and there's these fake dicks popping out of the wall, and you have to grab them. So it's like whack-a-mole, but you're grabbing these fake cocks sticking out of the wall.
That's awesome.
So like the bathroom stall wall. So you're just like sitting there grabbing them all, and then the score, and depending on how much you grab them and jerk them, your score goes up.
What's funny is the guy is like this doing it. Okay, and it's a wall with holes everywhere, right? And the dicks would pop out, and the guy's like pulling them. But what's funny is it's like a stall where it's like where you can see that there's people's feet like they're fake.
Yes.
Though, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like there's people
Sure,
in
they're
there
fake.
doing that. You know.
Until you grab the real one.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like twisting like someone like some sick fuck went in there and like pulled his pants down and did this.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Start it.
Yes.
I only got 20 points, but it was worth it.
Man, I would totally.
The next person goes in there and grabs a shitty dick.
Yeah. It's like I'd have to have like the Lysol shower walking out of that place. Man. Like, oh god.
Oh my god.
Talk about coronavirus.
Yes. Have you guys seen that? Actually, there's footage of like big trucks going down the streets in China.
Yeah.
And they're spraying like it's basically Lysol disinfectant.
Really?
Streets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Johnson & Johnson and Purell.
Yeah. Yes.
Holy
Yeah. They said like
shit.
it's alcohol and water.
Sanitize.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Sanitizer.
Yeah. So, anyways, anybody in New York, go check out the Sex Museum.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm curious about this glory hole thing. That's fucking sounds amazing.
Yeah, and they make it look totally like a legit arcade, like you would see that at the boardwalk or something.
I thought you were gonna say like a legit glory hole.
Yeah. It's like a real one, like George Michael would go to.
Yeah.
And there's like
there's
a room that's kind of like a little bounce house, but they're like big air blown up boobies and stuff you're bouncing off of.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like a Pepsi.
I mean,
pillow.
this is the proverbial whack off, right?
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Exactly.
although there's got to be a great glory hole whack-a-mole joke in there somewhere.
Yes.
Watching that guy play it though was a crack up. I was like, imagine the people walking by watching him play. Playing that.
This is not your first rodeo.
Funny.
Yeah.
I wish. Gak, do you have a link to it where you could post it?
It's in our.
It's like I want to see a video of like
I'm on my
a
phone.
Japanese dude playing
okay,
Boonga
I might
Boonga.
be able to get to it. Hold on, let me see.
It's called the Museum of Sex, and it's called the Glory Stall.
The glory stall.
Glory stall.
All right, let me go to my not such work. I'll.
They should have had Boonga Boonga there.
I don't know if you can quite make it out, but you can see the guy
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
See the scoreboard above, and the dude's like yanking him.
All right, so let's put one of those in the arcade.
Oh, there's a warning on it already. Okay, I found it. Okay, I'm gonna post it in the chat here. All right,
Post it
so
in IRC. Yeah.
So if you guys go to, there's a little video embedded into the web page. So just click on that video and you can see the guy doing the whack-a-mole, pulling the dildo dicks. So funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Yank that plank.
I think that every time he pulls it, he gets a score. The score goes up.
Yeah.
And somewhere else I saw like in the comments like, how is it the guys are getting so much higher scores than the girls? Yeah.
Years of practice.
Yeah,
we know how to grab it.
Yeah.
Home field advantage.
Yeah.
The girls are scoring like 50 or 60, and the guys are getting like 180 and stuff.
I know how this works.
Yeah.
Step aside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Warm up here real quick.
Cold hands on it.
You have chalk like an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
Put some chalk on.
It's like the Uber gamer nerds have like weightlifting gloves they put on before they play their games.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Go in there with
These
those.
guys are putting on the latex.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole different thing if they put lube on them. So then you're trying to grab
A little bit
free
slippery,
dicks.
Couldn't grab them. Yeah.
It's a sequel, Slippery Dicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder where was that game at? Like, did they say where it was originally located at? Like, who built it and where it was? And
Raw thrills.
Yeah.
was
Oh,
it?
all thrills.
Well, I kind of assumed they were all like custom made for that museum. Like,
'Cause I didn't see it at Chuck E. Cheese ever.
Yeah, where do you put the
Yes, exactly.
It's in the back room.
Yeah.
Showbiz
Comes
pizza.
out
They
dancing.
reskin them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That'd be the worst if Chuck E. Cheese peeks over the stall at you.
Oh.
Ah.
You can put like Chuck E. Cheese feet down at the bottom part.
Big
Wagging tail.
giant. Yeah. Clown shoes.
Yeah.
It's like a
Oh,
redemption,
God.
and you get to buy dildos with your.
I wonder if
tickets
one of the
and stuff.
holes that has to have a micro penis pop out. So it's really tough to get. It's like
Really hard to grab. That's the
whoop.
A little Easter egg or whatever the.
It was too much for Dave. He had to bail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
He's like, where is this game? Yeah.
This all stemmed from, hey, is Simpsons okay for my kids to watch?
Yeah.
I'll give you something not okay for your kids to watch.
Yeah. Watch this link.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Well, that's all we got.
Yeah,
I think I got one more thing here.
And then a high note.
I got one more. Yeah, we should have saved that one for last. Okay, so let me see. I think I got one more thing. Okay. So there's a documentary, but it's one of those documentaries that, like, when they first come out, you have to, like, if you want to see it, you can, like, do a rental, like a digital rental.
Yeah,
you know,
a few bucks. Yep.
I think it's on Amazon, but it looked interesting to me. It's a documentary someone made about what it's like to own a video game store.
Like
it's
a
called
GameStop or something.
Yeah, it's called no, not like that. Like the mom and pop type shops that do it.
I mean, like a GameStop type store where it's like
used games. Yeah, but they sell like vintage shit and stuff, and you know you can find like in television and stuff like that.
Sure.
Okay, so the name of the documentary is called "Not for Resale," a video game store documentary. So it looked really cool. I haven't watched it yet, but how many of you guys heard of it?
That was on Amazon Prime?
I think it's on Amazon. I think you have to rent it on Amazon, I believe, for right now.
Yeah.
Until they can get them to buy it. Let me see here. Not for resale.
There were a few on there I was kind of curious about. Some were included if you're a Prime member. One was about two guys trying to collect every Nintendo game without. You watched it? Was it good?
Yeah.
The
guys are. I mean, they're hamming it up a bit.
I watched the Power Glove one.
Also, the Independent Film Festival in Boston gave them like some like accolade. So here, I'll put it in the chat as well if you guys.
The Power Glove one was fairly interesting, except for the bit about I forgot the guy's name who like wears, like, he's some well-known gamer or something. He wears the Power Glove everywhere he goes. Forgot his handle or whatever. Kind of like
this doesn't focus on just one person that owns a store. It jumps around to like five or 10 different people that own a store and talk about their their
Triforce. I don't know who the fuck that guy, but like everyone's like, ooh, it's Triforce, and I'm like, he just strikes me as an odd guy. I don't know. Something.
I think Pat, the NES punk, is in there, and I don't know. You recognize some other people, you know, like Video Game Nerd and things like that. So YouTube people, a few of them. But anyway, it looked interesting, so I'm probably take a gander at it. Might be fun. So anyway, does anybody else have any game news? Because I don't really have anything else.
Well, Dave said his internet died, so he'll get back on, but that's why he dropped.
It's static. It's like I was talking about. He had a little surge. His router dropped out.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because he just walked back with 2 beers in his hands.
Oh no, he's already.
I saw him sitting down. I was like, oh man, he's stacking up for later.
I can give a quick little update on the Gap Plus Galga 88 business.
Please.
So I was I've made a lot of progress. It's mostly wired. I mounted the power supply, started mounting the boards. It's about as wired as it can be before I get the power coded stuff, because I can't really wire up the controls and everything until I get all my powder coated stuff. But I discovered it's a minor issue, but it's enough to annoy me with the Galga 88 board. And I actually sent it off today to get repaired with the audio. So it's a very unique board. I think I was telling you guys about how it's got it can be stereo or mono. It's got controls for bass and treble and the balance between the two, and then just and volume. It's got all these different pots. It's fucking awesome. And you guys saw I replaced the speaker and everything, but it's and the audio and everything works, but I'm getting this underlying very noticeable like white noise, hiss, static, whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't matter. The sounds and stuff still play through, but it doesn't matter if I have the volume all the way down or not. It's there. And it's been annoying the hell out of me. And I tested, I swapped, since it's a JAMA board. First I plugged in Gap Plus, and I'm like, okay, I tried different speakers. I'm like, okay, Gap Plus isn't doing anything. And then I'm like, well, so I was thinking it was a board. Then I threw it into a couple other Arkanoid and Toki, 2 other JAMA cabinets, and same thing. So I know it's a board. So I'm guessing it's like caps or something like that. Something in the audio section, but I just don't have time to fuck with it. And my good friend Chris and a couple of the other dudes the other weekend gave me a really good contact, local guy that does really good repair work for relatively pretty cheap. So I sent it off to him. So
awesome.
So yeah, he'll get it all figured out, and I'll be fine. I just don't have the time I don't have an oscilloscope, and I'm not going to go through and start blindly replacing caps and things like that. Because I need to get that shit done so that I can get this pin. So
Yeah,
otherwise the board's fine. But so it's just that minor thing. But I love having a control. Like I was fucking around with the mix between the bass and the treble, because like the explosions, you can crank that bass up, and with the good speakers, it's so loud. And
that was an interesting topic you brought up with the speakers, because you said you've replaced them with
I do it all the time.
Speakers on several of your games, right?
And speakers are so
for $30 or $40 for a set or whatever.
If you want to like to put in perspective, like if I was just to buy just a straight up replacement for like for Gap Plus or Miss Pac-Man or whatever, you're talking about an $8 to $10 speaker. That's what they throw in these games.
Yeah.
And it does not take much to improve that. Like anything that has bass in it is usually what I'm going to look to first, because most of these speakers are just tweeters. They have nothing that can do anything for bass.
Something with some mids,
And if you crank the volume up even a bit, it's really easy to blow them. So
were the 6x9s you were throwing in there?
Yeah. The Midway cabinets use a 6x9, and that's a common car audio.
Super common
for sure.
Like the one I showed you guys that. Well, here I can actually. So like this, because this came in a pair. I spent $30 for a pair, and this is look at the size of that fucking magnet. So you have to be careful because this isn't shielded, but since it sits so far away from the monitor, it doesn't affect it at all. But it just makes such a fucking difference. Is a drop in replacement, all the mounts.
Is that much more expensive for the shielded version? Just out of curiosity.
There's not as many, and it's not that much more. No. So there's just not as many, and in this size. But like with Toki, I put a shielded speaker in there because it's right next to the monitor. But
I recall hearing stories about people putting them like in their Asteroids Deluxe or Asteroids. Like the bass is like super booming when they
It's such an inexpensive way to upgrade your game.
It's like shakes your chest when you're standing next to it. Yes.
Well, it blows my mind that people don't
up and down.
Don't do it as much.
Cocks on one side, real quick.
Because like everyone's gonna they're gonna rebuild their monitor, or they're gonna make sure that their the picture's good and the controls work. Well, what's the other thing? This audio, and like. It just kind of surprised me that, because like Toki, that was a big one. Like Mock, like the music on Toki, like there's a lot of bass and midtones in there. Like even the beginning, it's like boom, 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 boom. So that was worth it. Marvel Madness, So like anything that has a fair amount of bass, I'll look at it. Red Tent, I did it with too. So
is it 8 ohm or something like that? I want to say, or 4.
You don't have to worry. Most of them are 8 ohm, but you don't have to worry quite as much about that if you go with like a lower number. If you go with a higher number, that's more resistance. So I usually try to match it or go a little bit lower. Like mine, this one's a 4 ohm. So but and you don't have to worry. Like some people be like, when you look at reviews of, you know, like if you look at the wattage, that's all aimed at like the car audio people that are driving it with a big amplifier. But to be honest, most of these boards, these arcade boards, they have a surprisingly strong amp in them. And so I usually ignore the wattage, but I do look at what the minimum is. And like the original speaker was an 8 ohm 15 watt, and this one the minimum rating is 45, and I still like I'm maybe halfways, and it's already really fucking loud on the pod. So
nice.
Yeah, they can handle quite a bit. But yeah, $30 for 2 speakers. So I mean, like it's
that's awesome.
It's pretty nice.
And you know the old ones are hammered too, right? You know, like
and they're
people spill drinks on them or whatever.
Well, and the foam after 30 years starts dying down, so that they lose a lot of their elasticity.
Right.
I've seen so many like Donkey Kong machines where they like couldn't figure out the volume speaker adjustment, and they just put duct tape over the speaper grill. You know, the thing's like blaring loud for years, and they just put duct tape over it. That's
the way you control your volume, is the number of layers of duct tape you put between the speaker and the cabinet. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that my powder coated stuff gets is done within the next week or so I can start buttoning everything up and organizing and wiring. But otherwise, that's where it's at. I was telling Night Flyer in the IRC before the show started. Since I had the monitor out and everything, I was like, you know, I'm gonna redial this in. So I started from scratch, even though I had done this already. And I cleaned that tube and stuff. I'm like, well, it's out here. And so I re-white balanced, did the whole get-go and got it to where I thought I was looking like I was really happy with it. Spent maybe an hour yesterday. And at the end, I was kind of chuckling because I'm like, you know, if I had a side-by-side, it probably looks identical to how I had it, but it's a peace of mind thing. And the 49s, I feel like are one of the trickier monitors to actually dial in, because they have to me at least, they generally have a softer image. And so if you want that really crisp text, you end up spending a long time playing with the flyback adjustment and the black level, and especially on a dark game. So because if you turn the flyback up just a hint too much, or the black level up just a little bit too much, then like the text and stuff will lose their sharp edge. It doesn't take much. So I think it's one of the trickier ones to dial in versus Geo7s or K7s or Vision Pros or anything like that generally have a sharper picture.
I've given you lots of opportunities to practice the 4900.
I know. It's funny. When we started working on your stuff, I'm trying to think if I even had a 49. No, I did. I think I had one in my Tetris, which I've never fucked with. And now I have a fair amount, but you had like 90% 49s. Mm-hmm. You have one Geo7, and that blew my mind. Yeah, it's weird. It must be like, I don't know.
I think I'm the same way. I think I only have one Geo7, and it's in my Centipede Cabaret.
Because like if I compare like Carrie's Geo7 that she's got in her Gap Plus and my 49, if you put them side by side, to you, I guarantee to your eye, her Geo7 would look like it's got more sharper edges. That's just the nature of 49s, I think. I think Crafty said that he thought the same way.
The edges aren't quite as crisp on a 4900.
They just have kind of a little bit like a little bit of a softer image. Yeah.
I think I have a second Geo7 now with my Ms. Pack. I think that's what's in there.
Probably because most Ms. Packs had Geo7s, some 49s, and I think some maybe 46s. That was rare though. Mostly 49s and Geo7s. Geo7s are, I think, it's a number one common one. So they're nice once they're dialed in, kind of like the 46, but anyways. All right. Well, now we can talk about other stupid shit because that's all the arcade stuff I've got to report.
How about you, Carrie? Did you get any games or anything broken now?
No, nothing. Not that I know of. I'm waiting for my power supply to get fixed. At least it wasn't. It was something like I know he's ordered parts. So, and other than that, then I brought actually from Ripoff. I brought my control panel bracket to Minnesota to go in with Jim's powder coating stuff. So that'll be my first foray into the world of powder coating. So yeah, I'm like on the airplane. It's like I've got my carry-on bracket. Like,
yeah, I'm actually trying a different shop this time around. It's funny because I saved the email for a quote from like 3 years ago or something like that in my arcade folder in my email. Because I was like, I'm just gonna give this a shot because it was a really low quote. And the one thing that stood out to me too, it's very close, but it's a woman owns the shop, and she's been doing that for like 40 years. It's called Creative Powder Coating, and she quoted me a like pretty low price. That was a while back, but for the I don't know 8 or so pieces, a small batch, she's gonna throw it in with the other black stuff, and I think she's I can't remember what she said, 60 or 70 bucks. They're gonna sandblast it and everything. Yeah. So
I was debating to take my Tron parts to get powder coated, make them like a cool like incandescent like blue or something. Because right now
man, they'll show you all kinds of samples and shit if you want, and it's so much fun. Like when I did my red tent,
though, to do the specialty colors.
It is. They gotta clean the guns out and all that.
If it's not just black or something that they use all the time, that's the cheap. Yeah. But no, I'd want to do a killer color. So I'm guessing it'd be in the vicinity of $200 is what I'm thinking.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
why they have to make it so much
fun. You can do so many different things. You can do it. Do you want a texture? Do you want a gloss? Like it's so much fun. When I did the red tent, I looked at so many. I went to this one mom and pop shop. It didn't end up being the one that I went to because well, that's another story. But they showed me they had all of these like samples and stuff, and it was like a kid. And it's so much fun when you decide to go that route, and you're just like, ooh, well, I like that crinkle or that wrinkle texture, but not this, and I like the sheen of this, not that, and this shade of like it's fun.
Even in the blacks, even the different textures that are available in the blacks, it's like it's not just like here's black or here's flat and glossy. There's your choice. It's like 20 different blacks they could do.
Yeah, with different textures to them and things. Yeah,
different textures,
like with
different depths.
my red tent,
like a blue black? Is it a red black? Is it it's all over the board. It's crazy.
Yeah, because I remembered I wanted to get a little bit of a texture, even though the red tent originally didn't have it on the black, but I wanted to get a little bit of a texture to hide some of the imperfections. And so you're looking at all this stuff, and it's fun. And once it gets stuff powder coated, you'll, at least for me, like
you'll never paint
anything metal. Fucking right. Yeah.
Because it looks so nice.
It's durable. It's super durable.
Yeah. The Tron I have it came this way. It has a nick in the like someone dropped something hard right on the plate that's powder coated, and it's like it was like that. Before I bought it, it was one of the things I knew it was damaged on it,
Like on the lock bar?
Yeah, the lock, the lock bar thing. So, so it's always, every time, how you have something like that and you walk up to your machine and you look at it,
a big eyesore.
I just goes right to it every time.
It's an eyesore. I hate it.
Yeah.
I was gonna get like the same nail polish color because it's orange. I was gonna get nail polish orange and just lightly dab it just so I don't notice. It's so easy.
I'll tell you what, Mock. I was so bummed when I was doing the Toki project. I was so I mean I knew that it was a wood control panel, but I was like so not looking forward to it because I'm like, oh fuck, I can't just drop this off at the shop and just be like, all right, take care of it, fucking sandblast this and powder coat it. No, I have to actually remove the adhesive, and then that fucking shit that sticks to the wood, like that was a pain in the fucking ass.
Mock, could you do like or would you do like something that maybe that's like UV sensitive on your Tron?
Ooh.
I wonder if they have like a
UV you mean like when you touch it and it turns colors?
No. I mean just like a UV reactive paint in the powder coating.
So like when you have black lights and
but it actually glows a little bit.
That'd be kind of
cool.
And it could be
awesome.
like,
I have
and
no
if
idea, but
if they
UV
do,
paint.
you could do like that really light blue or whatever that like almost whitish blue.
Yeah, it has lighting built into it because where
someone
it's
Google that. I'm too lazy.
It's cut out where it says
powder
Tron. It says Tron on the side. It's backlit with one of those flat.
That'd be fucking badass.
I forget what you call those kind of lights.
Glowed like.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What is that called?
Why wouldn't they? I mean, it's
glowing,
just a power.
Like night lights are made out of that shit. You know.
Yeah.
Is somebody googling it? Or
it's a EL something or other.
EL
wire.
Not wire, but it's like
it's the
built
flat
into
version.
It's built into a plastic sheet base. It's like
yes. So they built that
on
my
custom
kind of
beer tap handles. I did
so
that.
what some people have done, because I was like Jim when I first got my Tron, I was looking at all the mods and stuff, and some people get the clear plastic. It's like it's not totally clear. It's more like a opaque.
Opaque, yeah.
Yeah, where if you put an LED in it, it'll light up. So you know with the legs attached to the pin, they put the opaque plastic in there with an LED, and then they put the leg on. So then they light those up. So then what ends up happening is you got this glow that goes around all the legs.
The legs, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'll see if I can find a picture of it. It looked really cool. So that was something I was thinking about doing for fun. I've put so many mods on my Tron. It's like way more pricey than what is, what it should be worth. It's probably got like $2,000 in mods on it.
Well, we had this we started this conversation last week about which game would you never sell? Was that the
what
question?
would be like the last one to keep or something like that?
Yeah.
I thought
basically.
It was kind of confusing of a question.
Well, I said, if you had to sell all your games and just keep one, what would you keep?
Yeah.
That was kind of like where we're
of your pins, Mock, what would that be?
Probably Tron, just because it's so challenging and hard, and that's the one I play the most. I still play it the most. Monster Bash, I've beaten the fuck out of it. I've
bashed it.
I beat it like almost twice, and same with Medieval. Well, Medieval I haven't beaten twice, but I have gotten to the end twice on that one. But Tron is like I still haven't beaten it, and I can get the Portal, which is really hard, but I can't beat the Portal mode yet. So
okay.
Yeah. So it's just a really hard pin and kicks my ass, kind of like Andrew's Judge Dredd, where you keep going back to that because it's like hard. And
I've never finished it. I still have not finished that game.
Yeah,
I've gotten to the end several times, the last fucking chain, and I still haven't finished it.
Oh man.
Charles says new drinking game. Every time Mock says Tron, take a shot.
Yeah. I was just commenting on that. Yeah,
that's awesome. Tron. There, now you're drunk like me.
Or Dragon's Lair. Tron or Dragon's Lair. You got to take a drink, right?
Oh, there you go. Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, if you look on the web, like there's so many different mods people have done to Tron to make it glow and things, it's pretty funny.
There's probably as many for Wonka. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot of Wonka mods out there too.
I showed Carrie was up here not this last weekend, the weekend before, and I showed her like my boxes of fucking mods that are waiting. Hey, look at this, and then look at this, and then this goes here, and this goes there to my invisible pinball machine.
First thing you need to do is take it out of the box and tear it apart.
Yeah.
You've got them all like hanging from the ceiling with fishing line, like in the placement of where they'd be on the pin.
Yeah. It's all suspended. The big blueprint. Yeah.
Just pretend there's a pinball right there.
They're just gonna drop in magically. Yeah. Well, that was the thing. Like when I, because we were talking and I was saying that when I first get it, I need to play a fair amount of games so I have a baseline, so that when I start adding these things to it, I know whether or not if something goes wrong, is it the mod or is it affecting anything or so I think it'll be a tedious process.
Yeah. And also where you actually want things for the ones that are more,
because I might change my mind. I've already actually kind of made a couple little decisions. Like I'm like, well, I'm going to put this, I'm not going to put this on. And I've already got some inklings, but
you're all having them ship the pinball legs in advance so you can custom powder coat them.
no, the LE,
don't ship
they
the pin with it. I want to do the legs separate.
No, this one, the LE has, everything is powder coated blue, sparkly blue.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah,
sparkly blue.
It matches. It's like that. This is the cup holder. So, yeah. Yeah, see, it works great.
Yeah,
are you going to pin side to see what people have done to their pins on their Wonkas and stuff?
Oh yeah, I've looked in I looked in the whole. I've become a pin side frequenter just for mostly the Wonka threads. So I'm a lurker.
Yeah.
I haven't because like, what am I going to do? Start posting and be like, yeah, I'm hoping to own a pin someday.
That's what I was. I was like, I didn't post nothing. I would just read shit.
You don't have room for it in that little apartment of yours, or?
My apartment's bigger than the room you're in. But yes.
But my room right now is about 20 feet long. Actually, no, it's probably more like 30, maybe 40.
I got you beat. The best part is it's not my parents' house.
Oh, ouch. So, real quick, because I need to start this because it's now 10 o'clock Mountain.
10?
It's
10. Fucking 10.
So, as some of you guys know on the show, and I've mentioned to a couple other people, but like I haven't been drinking for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And my goal was Sunday. That was it. Done. Finished my 4 weeks.
Ooh, extending?
No. Well, I extended an extra day because I didn't drink yesterday. However, I am going to drink tonight.
I broke my own rule, Andrew. I'm drinking tonight too.
Well, look at that.
Come on, Jim. It's supposed to be me and you, buddy.
Oh, you're not drinking?
Fuck it.
Oh no! Don't make me. I'm just drinking hard seltzers.
Fucking enablers.
Let me get a beer so I can cheers you. Hold on.
Normally Wednesday is my one of 2 drinking days, and there's a good there's a good chance that I won't be drinking tomorrow because we have a late volleyball game. So I was like, well, okay, so I'll make Tuesday this week my drinking. So. We usually go to a pub after our volleyball game.
Post volleyball, yeah.
Yep.
So is it something special you got there, Andrew?
It is. So this actually came from James and Gabby.
Oh, very nice.
So, what is it?
It's an Allagash. It's their I don't know. That's French. Can you say that, Seabart? Kruyx.
See what? No, I can't see the spelling. Can't see the words.
C-U-R.
Curio.
Curio.
Is that farmhouse?
Curiosity?
It's a oak aged bourbon.
Oh.
I want to know what this is in French.
So like 14% or something.
No, it's only 10, but luckily. I'm starting it now.
10.
But so this came from them. So yeah, I thought it'd be nice to kick off the re-breaking the cherry here.
Oh boy.
Just the tip.
Go slow, please.
Something light.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, it's like I know there's like the whole like sober October thing, but fuck that. That's Grinkers.
Yeah, right.
It's
curious
in English.
Yeah, that's like a thing.
Because it rhymes.
It's literally curious in English.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's curious. Yeah. So Allagash. I've never had anything from Allagash before.
It's like I know that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I want to say typically they're the Saison farmhouse style that I've gotten from them, but I could be wrong.
Oh, geez, that poured a lot of head.
Heyo.
Wow.
Might be a few minutes. Yeah.
Well, see, Bart, if you ever need someone to not drink along with you, I believe Carrie's not drinking.
Cheers, Andrew.
Hey.
Yeah.
Too late.
So I posted in the IRC the Tron with the glowing
Love Fest thread.
the glowing spacer. It's actually looks really cool. I might want to do that to mine because it's pretty neat how he has it on the
leg protectors.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Oh yeah, so that's like a semi-transparent, translucent, I guess.
Yeah,
kind of thing they do in there, and then they just so it's backlit through the bolts.
They just put a line of LEDs.
Oh, okay.
Inside it, yeah.
And then through the cup holder too.
Yeah,
but
the cup holder has one. Yeah.
Are those actually UVs? Or are they just like UV LEDs? Or
no, they're just regular standard UV strips. Someone posted a picture of it without the leg on it, so you can see that they just lined. It's just a little strip like that, and then
it looks like the kid's outfit looks like it's UV. Maybe that's the rest of the room's lit with black lights.
I think
it looks like his sleeves are like glowing and his pants are glowing.
That's from in front of him from the legs, I think. But and he might have lights underneath it. But yeah, he looks lit up just from the spacers. I have that topper over here because I took it off and I put my own topper. Okay, everybody drink Tron. Wait, is it backwards or the front?
Oh, there you go. No, it's backwards.
No, now it's backwards.
Oh, so for me, it's backwards. Okay. Anyway.
Nice.
So I was going to do toppers with Keith, but I don't know. We didn't ever.
How's that for a topper?
There we go.
Perfect.
Took me. I had to like race. I'm like, where the fuck is that?
That was worth it though.
So I drew this one of Spider-Man. It was for the Spider-Man pin.
Nice.
You guys see that?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Keith lasered it.
Yeah, Keith etched it out.
Can you guys make me a Wonka?
And we could. And we did an Iron Man one too, right here.
We could, but we won't.
There is that distinction. Yes. That's Mock playing with his topper toys.
Yeah.
Pew,
so,
pew,
pew, pew, pew, pew, pew, pew.
He's a top, not a bottom.
Yes.
So yeah, we have these like projects to like sell to make some extra side money, but Keith's been so busy with his side business that he hasn't had time. So I'm hoping someday. So it's all ready to go. The art's ready. It's just the hardware part we got to do. So.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we could do a Wonka one, but too many people are already doing like toppers for Wonka, and then there's an official one that's really pretty cool. So
I just wish they had actually done like the actual waterfall effect, but it is.
Originally,
I'm probably not going to get a topper.
Originally, there was supposed to be a chocolate river with an LED like effect in it to make it look like it's flowing down through the playfield or something.
But that would have been too cool.
It was too expensive, yeah. So it got nixed. So
too expensive in the pinball community.
Don't those guys have empty or bottomless pockets? Yeah, empty pockets.
Yeah, they have a budget. They got to keep everything under a budget, and then they still charge us a ton of money for them. But when they develop it, there's a certain budget to keep it under, and
$600 for a topper is their max budget, right?
Or $700 sometimes. Yeah,
really?
They're ridiculous.
Jeez.
Yeah, the Star Wars topper is $700, I think. It's a joke.
Oh yeah, the fucking R2.
The R2D2 with the broad shoulders.
That was so bad.
It's so bad.
So dumb.
Oh my god.
No. People were pissed too. That took like 2 or 3 years after the pin had already come out. And people were like, whatever happened to the topper you guys said was supposed to come out for this? Oh yeah. Here you go. Yay. So
that actually reminds me, I need to try to sell that topper I have for my Tales from the Crypt. It's so ugly.
Isn't it like made out of foam or something?
Yeah, it's styrofoam? It's painted. It's poorly painted styrofoam. I mean, it's really cool. Yeah, I'd pay a lot of money for that.
From about 30 feet away.
Is that the one that has the arms? Does that have the arms?
Squint your eyes.
Yep, exactly.
Okay,
like
so get this, Carrie. That is actually a Halloween prop, and they sold it off as saying it's Tales from the Crypt.
That sounds about right.
But it's an actual. You put
Was
that in
a
your
legit
yard
one from the pinball company, or was that like an aftermarket thing?
I'm not sure. I think it was someone who just.
You know what have made a better topper for Tales would be the candelabra that we used for the mod.
Candelabra?
Yeah,
I always
that was
fucking
cool.
fuck that up. Yeah, put the whole damn thing on top.
Yeah,
the candelabia.
Yeah.
The candelabia.
Yeah.
Real flappy. It's kind of just a
Got some
flappy labia.
You unlock the googly eyes.
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, nice.
Turn your head sideways.
Oh.
Andrew, 2 sips of beer and you're already there.
Oh my god!
Well,
this might be a show worth revisiting because there's so many.
Yeah, the Tales from the Crypt, they sold for good money, and yeah, that's interesting. That's
wow.
Purpose because they were.
So
yeah, I found it online where it was sold out.
So that like angle that pose, they made like a lot of different decorations with it. They have a Freddy Krueger one.
Yes,
there's the Freddy one. There's a zombie one. But it's all the same. Oh, he's doing a Dracula one.
Creature from the Black Lagoon one too, right?
Yeah, but they all.
Oh, that's funny.
Let me see if I can. If you type.
I've seen the Creature one and the Freddy one, but I'm not sure the one Carrie has. I don't.
Tales from the Vag.
Yes, there we go.
Oh, jeez.
YouTube punk.
He's always good for
you. Always, yeah. Okay, so let me post the picture of.
Got to beware of that Midnight Madness once a month.
Okay, so check this. Okay, Carrie, check this picture out. Tell me if this isn't the same sort of pose that yours is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Why doesn't he have his hat on?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Now check this out.
Yeah, if I had that, I would definitely have to buy the hat for it.
Right?
Yeah, I think that the one I saw had a hat on it.
Now here's another one that's slightly different.
Suspense is terrible.
I hope it lasts.
And
a Joker one? Oh.
Yeah, the Joker one. And let's see what else.
His name is Joe.
Oh, here's a Frankenstein. I mean, there's a whole bunch.
Yeah, although that's actually not what I have.
No, I know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I'll put in Crypt Creeper and see what we got. That's his name, Crypt Keeper, right? See if I can find it. But
that's actually cooler than what I have.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now let me see if I can find a picture. Otherwise, I have to go to the closet and dig it up. I know where it is. But no, that's definitely nice. That's
Carrie's had some cheap homemade paper mache.
Well, the thing of it is, it was actually, I mean, like I found it on like one of these, Mezzle mods or whatever.
It's
so
not
it was legit.
He's not holding a candle, is he?
No, it's a.
Okay.
Here it is. No. Okay. Oh, somebody repainted this one. That looks nice.
That's what you have to do to make it look cool.
Right.
Yeah, actually, that is what you have to do to make it look cool. I think.
Oh, it's a creature from the Black Lagoon.
Wait, actually, is this even it? I don't think that was even it.
We do tail. I'll do tail.
Yeah, it's got to be it. All right.
Riveting radio.
Yeah.
All right.
Click.
You guys can talk while we're looking.
Andrew, this is the point where we used to just post dick pics.
I know, right? We just
on the outsiders.
This is a dead time, so we're just.
They would go to take a break, and it's just music.
Then we end up with
What's googly-eyed China's flapping.
Skydiving naked.
I think that this is the one that I have. Not as cool as what? you found.
Oh, this is the text one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of something else.
Yeah,
okay.
no, what you found was way cooler. I wish I had that. That actually I would consider putting on there.
Yeah.
But no, this is, and it's like carved styrofoam.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous, Carrie.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. It looks really cool.
Ooh, there's even a picture of it actually on top of the, on the top of the back box too. That looks awesome, well crooked like that.
Can I have one? I'm gonna buy one and buy a pin to go with it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should let that go.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Well, it's gonna break my heart. Actually,
maybe you can trade for your planet.
Use it as packing material.
Oh, you're good or bad. I don't know which.
Trade styrofoam.
This is actually, Jim, you'll appreciate this one. This one they did the double. They did the not only the ugly styrofoam piece of shit that I have, but they also used the Crypt Keeper candelabra next to it. Although the Crypt Keeper is just better on the playfield. It looks so good there.
Absolutely. That's my most proud mod that we did on that.
So yeah. What pin do you play the most, Carrie, out of the pins you have? Still Twilight Zone?
No, I probably play Lord of the Rings more. Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about it when Jim asked you the question about if you could only keep one pin, which one would it be? And I don't know. I might pick Twilight Zone over.
Good pick.
Yeah, over Lord of the Rings. I think I would keep that one. It would be painful though. I'd shed a tear over losing Lord of the Rings, but I would keep. But Twilight Zone, even though I don't play it as often, would be.
So Twilight Zone over Reactor or Reactor over Twilight Zone?
Oh, you bastard! You suck.
It's like you gave birth to 2 children and one has to die, right?
Pretty much like,
and you have to kill it.
One of my pinball children.
But it's Sophie's choice. It's Carrie's choice.
Yeah.
Choose.
Yeah, I would pick Reactor.
Twilight Zone.
I keep Reactor.
Wow. It's not what I was expecting.
I'm impressed. I am full of surprises. You think you don't know me. Well, for
man,
one thing,
like you were saying, replace that speaker so that you can crank that fucker up. Hey, now that you're empty nester, you don't need to worry.
That's right. I can crank this shit. Part
your
of it
dogs
is
might
that
go nuts. Yeah.
I would never find Reactor out in the wild, but I can play pinball at a lot of places.
That's a good point.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
But and honestly, although one of the probably the shittiest part of keeping just Reactor of everything is I can only play a handful of games and then my hand's tired and I can't play it anymore. So that would blow. But there you go, Sophie's choice.
Yeah. I think there's something to be said about pinball though, that like every game feels different to me. Yeah. Like with games, it's sort of like patterns. I mean, when Jim plays Eyes, it's sort of like he goes into pattern mode, and it's sort of the same thing. Same with Donkey Kong, it's sort of a pattern mode thing. But pinball is so different. Every game is completely different because the ball's going to.
What are you talking about? You hit the same ramps over and over.
Right, I know, right?
But the ball
I challenge
can do
you to play
anything.
Reactor. Reactor's never the same twice.
It isn't?
Nope.
It's always in that same room.
That's true. And the rods are always there in the same place.
That's right. And
I always get my ass kicked. Hit the chest.
And I always suck at it.
Exactly.
I remember when we had it in our tournament at Grinkers, people would walk up to it. I watched people go, "What the fuck am I supposed to do in this game? What am I doing? I don't know what I'm supposed to do." It's kind of weird when you look at it.
Super weird, yeah.
It's like what?
It's not like
you gotta really study it to figure it out.
Jungle Hunt or Pac-Man or
it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got to get this guy over here and do this.
Yeah, but pins can be the same way. You can argue the same thing. Like people
100%.
don't know exactly.
Except for they light the things for you that you're supposed to do.
They do, but like if you don't,
that doesn't necessarily make. Yeah.
what do you have to do to get those to light though? That's
right.
That's the part. Yeah.
I wonder if that's why I always did shitty in the pinball league. All I do is keep the ball alive. That's all my goal is. Like, don't let it drain. Don't let it drain. Don't let it drain.
Flapping it. Yeah.
So you know that documentary, I think it's called Wizard Mode. That's about that guy who's like autistic.
Oh, yeah.
He's like super good at pinball. So apparently, I guess what he's really good at is that he can repeat a shot almost perfectly over and over. What's so funny, Andrew?
That's my dog on the cat bed.
Oh.
Turned around and looked at him. Was like, "Oh, buddy."
Is that his butt?
That's his head. So that's
okay.
Legs.
I just see a blob and a leg sticking out. So
there's his head.
Oh, there he is.
It's like using it as a pillow. It just cracked me up. Sorry.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Anyway, he just turned 4.
4 days ago. He's a baby.
Yeah. Oh wow! Happy birthday!
Oh, happy birthday, Alfie.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to distract from your story.
Oh, no.
Now he's like, you're like, oh, it's my birthday.
Oh, yeah, talk to me. Oh, hello.
My name.
Said my name.
4 licks.
Hey,
he returned.
Back.
Better have cans of beer with you.
He finished those.
Yeah.
I gotta go get more beer.
Oh. Don't let your feed cut out this time.
No, I looked down. I'm like, what the hell? You guys were all frozen. I never lose internet. Did you guys ever watch the M. Night Shyamalan Glass? And I
haven't seen the other ones yet.
Just Split.
I haven't seen
one.
Seabart looks frozen, even though he's not actually trying to pretend to be
Jimbo's doing
frozen.
like an awesome job of freezing. Like,
holy
shit.
Right?
He knows the trick. You gotta cop a stupid face.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah, it sells it.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
I was watching.
I need to breathe.
Scared
Holy shit! You held that whole time. I thought you legitimately froze.
And my breath too. Yeah, I was like.
What's funny is that there's a fan going on behind him or something, and you're like,
my hair is getting blown. Yeah.
Yep.
The clock hand still sweeping.
Yeah.
Hard nipples.
We did that one show.
Yeah.
We did that one show. I think it was only 4 or 5 of us on, and we all froze at one point, and then we Mock gave us all away because his computer lights.
Oh, who are we trying to fool? Was it Joel?
I don't know who it was.
Were we live for that?
Yeah, no,
we were live for that. It was the very start of an. God.
Yeah, you guys were all pretending to be frozen.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But some people had fans.
Go to your notes.
Yeah. People had fans
open up the
in the
balcony.
back. I was like, why is everybody pretending to be frozen?
It wouldn't work for Gak at all because like he's got a games on behind him.
Yeah, right.
Ruining the illusion.
Yeah.
Well, I can just imagine being frozen, having when my dogs come over and curl up next to me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have to find it the old-fashioned way because apparently when I put the new hard drive in, I never connect the external drives.
Ass to butt.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we're actually
it's head to butt.
Yeah, ass to ass to ass, because her ass is on my hip, so
Oh.
we're all kind of connected here.
The doggy centipede.
Exactly.
A canine centipede.
Canine centipede. Did you have to eat dog chow?
Yeah.
Right. Your last game is not reactor; it's human centipede.
Yeah.
Human dog centipede.
Yeah.
Canopede. Nice.
Oh, nice.
If you gotta be in a centipede, just make sure you're the head.
Yeah.
You see that South Park episode where they were all connected for the iPad for the centipede?
Oh, really?
It's the iTunes terms of agreement. Yeah.
Yeah, because everyone just clicks agree, and then in the agreement it says, "I agree to be part of an experiment to become a human centipede."
And Kyle gets wrapped up in it.
And all the whole town's like, "You actually said agree to that? Where are you supposed to say
Everybody
no?"
reads that.
Yeah.
Everybody reads that, don't you? It's like, no. I just click agree. Well, what's funny in it though is the Asian guys in the front instead of being in the back like he was in the movie. Kyle's at the end.
There you go.
And the guy brings out food for him, and it's like something like not so bad, like berries or something. The other thing's like a cuttlefish. Oh, it's I eat. I eat the cuttlefish. I like the cuttlefish. Like, no, don't eat that. Oh no, I have to go to the restroom now. Oh, I shouldn't have eaten that cuttlefish.
So graphic. Goddamn cuttlefish.
Damn cuttlefish.
And then it shows him just shaking, like pushing it out. It's like, oh God.
What's funny is that if you watch the little mini documentary that Comedy Central put out for the making of South Park, like it's how they make an episode in a week. I mean, they literally animate it, write it, animate it, everything in a week. And it's actually on that episode. And they show him doing the voice acting, doing the different voices. He's all, I'll eat the cuttlefish. Oh no, here comes the cuttlefish, you know. And then he looks at the camera and he's all, oh, this is so stupid.
No, but that's how they stay so topical, is because like when they're making episodes like almost in real time.
Yeah.
During production.
And they got asked, how come you haven't put very many like things about Trump or anything? And he's all, well, because he's such a joke. It's not funny. It's already, he's already so funny on his own. We can't make it better than that.
Right. And Berkeley Berthoud was doing that shit in Bloom County back in the 80s when Trump was joking about that shit. I mean, these jokes are old.
Old jokes, political jokes, So
Trump taking over Bill the Cat's body. You guys remember that? They get the brain transplant.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
that was so long ago.
And it was like, it was like talking to Ivana about how she has to deal with the fact that he's gonna cough up hairballs, and the Trump dump was his new kitty litter box.
The Trump dump.
The Trump dump. These are like 80s jokes.
And now we live.
Now we're
the
fucking
Trump
living
in
it. Yeah.
Now we live in
never could believe that this.
Not to get political.
Yeah.
But to get political.
We try not to get political on the show. I try not to, but sometimes it just comes out. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Make fun of everybody. I mean,
This is an arcade show, not a political show. This isn't politically incorrect or whatever.
Bill Maher.
Yeah, with Bill Maher. But anyway, all I know is when it's election day, I'm going to be on pins and needles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, pins and needles, but you know what? You won't be surprised by the outcome because
pins.
He's gonna fucking win again. I mean, I don't want to get in this conversation. It's fucking depressing. So,
God, I hope not.
I would love for it not to, but yeah.
In more important topics to discuss, have you guys seen
vote in the primaries? That's as equally important as the presidential election.
It is.
Yeah.
If you live in New Hampshire, wait, have we got the New Hampshire shit in yet? Isn't that tonight?
Oh, sorry, Gak.
Yeah, New York Times said it was Sanders with second by Buttigieg. That's what New York
what's the split?
I don't know. I deleted it. I can't actually open the New York Times articles because I don't subscribe, and I've opened too many of them, so I always have to wait.
I was trying to beat it out. Like you load the page and quick hit stop to see it, to try to prevent the pop up from loading. And
if you know how to use the inspector, you can actually turn all that shit off.
Can we just get a president in there that like forces like big corporations to at least pay their share in taxes instead of paying zero?
Any taxes?
Instead of zero.
Yeah, the president speaks complete sentences.
$2 trillion in missing taxes that aren't there that could have been, and that could go to healthcare.
Or a vocabulary that's greater than 12 words.
The money is there. They just don't want to tax the rich because they're all
10 words
bought and paid for.
You can only fit
politicians
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, enough ranting.
So Gak, what were you saying?
Gak.
Anyway,
Meanwhile,
super important topics to discuss here. Yeah, did you guys
see
yesterday?
Size. What?
Did you guys see yesterday all this social media shit about people balancing brooms?
Yes. On Facebook, and my one friend, he goes, "This is the way we do it in Buffalo," and he had one chicken wing standing straight up like this.
All right, so there's kind of like two subcategory stories of this whole thing, but I think it really stemmed from like a joke tweet that NASA did. and it was something about February 10th was some kind of like gravitational pull on Earth will allow you to stand your broom upright, and you can let go of it and it'll stay balanced. And all these people are doing these videos and shit about their broom, but there's like they're almost all the same broom, I think, because it's like if it's really big bristles,
it has a flat
the way
bottom.
it angles, it can just kind of balance on its own no matter what day of the year it is. So it started out as like a joke.
What makes time travel possible?
Exactly. And then the other one was like I tried to Google it because I'm like, where the fuck is all this coming from? That they historically, like for the last 5, 6, 7 years, the vernal equinox, the spring equinox or whatever, is supposed to be the same kind of bullshit where they say like the gravitational pull is balanced on the Earth and you can balance your broom up. Or you can stand an egg like in its shell upright and it'll stay balanced.
So
it's
who's been
Are things so heavy in the future?
Yeah.
Who's been to Mystery Spot in Santa Cruz?
Yeah, I've been to one. I've been to the mystery house in
on the
Oregon.
side of my, because everyone's got the fucking bumper sticker, right?
On
the side of my rollaway with all my tools in it, Mystery Spot.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
The yellow and black sticker.
Yep, so iconic.
Yeah, and bullshit.
Yeah.
Sounds like
it's
witchcraft.
like people act like they're all amazed by it, but it's like to me it reminds me of the whole like over the last 6 months or a year, kids doing the stupid shit with like a half full water bottle.
Wow, I didn't think that'd be audible.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was
over here.
Lots.
Where they get like a plastic water bottle, it's like half full, and they flip it on the table and it lands upright.
Oh yeah,
come on!
I remember that
why? How is that impressive? Whatever.
After 160
stupid.
tries, they get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just gravity, you know, and whatever.
Oh, and technique.
Yes.
Swing batter.
So,
but it's
I'm
like
glad
I
to
feel
hear
like
that NASA has a sense of humor.
I feel like the whole
Basically.
broom.
There's
thing
only
is,
5 people working there now.
I
We're
feel like
going to
else to
Mars in
talk
5
about.
years.
But I feel like the broom thing is like the beginning of the real life thing happening with the movie Idiocracy. Just like the dumb people just get dumber and dumber and dumber, you know.
Yeah.
But thank God for the internet, because we're just getting smarter and smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels like we're going backwards.
Totally. No. 100%.
No good goddamn freeloading son of a bitch.
I'm having powdered Brondo installed in my water filtration system because you know Brondo has electrolytes, and that's what'll help all the plants grow around the house.
Yeah, electrolytes is what plants
it's
crave.
Brondo on tap at my house, you know. No water, no more.
Oh my God.
So sorry, Dave from Buffalo just posted sent me this picture. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys got it, but there you go. There's the magic chicken wing.
Hey, orange balls.
Oh, there we go.
Standing impossibly.
Give me 6 of those.
Totally not a Photoshop
Did you?
job.
Yeah.
Oh, but they put 2 shadows on it, so obviously that's real. Look at that. That's some good photoshopping right there. They actually put 2 shadows on.
They've got 2 light sources, and neither one of them cancels the other out. So
no, and they don't actually match the basket behind it at all.
No.
But you know what? Hey, you know what? You put 2 light sources on it, so it must be real.
Oh, no, it's absolutely.
Look at the basket. The light sources are totally different.
I know.
Fake news.
But they both look yummy.
That's a very good accent, Jimbo.
And it says your broomstick tricks are cool, but in Buffalo we do it like this.
I'm a good for one there, Seabart. That's it.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, most guys are.
Then I have to kick my own ass. Yeah.
Oh, that frozen pank. Frozen pank.
Frozen pank.
Prank. That is how you spell prank, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going completely fucking crazy here.
That was almost 100 episodes ago.
I know.
69, dude.
You just see Andrew, like, you better be paying attention because I'm putting 3, 2, 1 in chat.
Wait, what? What happened?
Seabart, can you turn your mic just a hair down? It's clipping a little bit. Oh, now it's too much. Now I can't.
Okay, how about now?
That's perfect.
All right, that's perfect right there.
Okay. It's
that's good.
Like my arm is literally connected to a folding chair right now with a monitor on it and the tower holding it together. I went down to push one of the SATA connectors in to see if it was loose, and the computer went poof. Fuck you.
Oops.
I saw Seabart. I saw your picture you posted on Facebook, brother. That's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, that's
you're like sitting on a step stool or something, right?
That reminds me. That reminds me of like when I first moved into like one of my first apartments, and I had no furniture in there, but I had my computer, and so I had to set everything up on the fucking floor.
Right.
Oh no, it's like cross-legged on the floor, like hunched over, like on your keyboard.
Oh, it was so awkward. Yeah.
Oh no! What did you just send me, Dave?
Did I
Mark,
tell you
you can't even. You even made a typo in LOL. It's LPL.
Oh my god!
Well, I don't have my glasses
Can we get a translation on that?
Yeah.
Who can help us out?
Oh,
he's clearly speaking Canadian.
Oh, speaking of Canadian. All right, so anybody who happens to follow
we're the show of segues tonight. Yeah.
Yes. So anyone who happens to follow the Capital City Arcade, that's Orange Whip's arcade.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're doing some kind of survey for like the funnest places to go to in his area, something like that. So if you can look him up on either Instagram or Facebook, he's got a link to that and give him a vote. You know, because it'll just help draw attention to his place.
Oh, wait, I thought it was like a logo contest or something like that.
Maybe that's I don't know.
Necros posted something about that earlier.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Just a logo thing? I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know.
Either way, it's like to draw attention.
Necros, could you post that link back in the IRC? He'll catch up in a few seconds.
Not bad. Only 2 unknown numbers just texted me random emojis.
That was Chris and me.
No, you came up. I tell you, Chris is the one with Chris crying.
Yeah, you can tell because you can see his pic. It looks like Chris.
Yeah. And someone went LPL.
That's.
Wasn't that?
That was Mock.
Okay.
Oh, Mock.
What I do?
See, I had all
that was Mock's without his glasses. He typed LPL.
Oh yeah, it's just the LOL.
Yeah.
So vote.
All right, so there you go. You can add those to your numbers.
I don't feel like
I had them all.
I love how we're talking about the back channel chat we got going on
for our show. Yeah,
during the show. It's great.
So it's called Level Up My Brand 2020. Spread the word and help your favorite business win a chance at over $18,000 of prizes. But to me, it's not about the money. It's to help promote their business.
Correct.
You know, so he's in a lineup of 20 or 30 local businesses there in his area. But yeah, if Necros has the link, post it in the chat. So Steve has a lapel, LPL, I guess.
Yeah. Steve has a lapel. Yeah, that was a typo. So besides me and I know Jim and the Carries like on the wagon-ish for the show, have any of you guys done the sort of like abstinence thing aside from the,
So for me personally, it's been mostly when I am sick.
Well,
so for like a few days or a week.
Right. No, like a actual like personal like I'm gonna do this like cut this shit out for some period of time. For anything. In the last
20 years, I'd say no. Other than trying to cut back.
Yeah, I did it for 6 months.
6 months. Well, yeah, but you had an anklet that said if you
burn.
That doesn't count. You're going to jail. You gotta be here. Talking about self-discipline.
sorry, Seabart. You're just
what really sucks is when you work at a place that has booze and it drips down your leg.
Oh God.
And then sets it off.
Oh.
Because it detects alcohol sweating out of your ankle.
Right. That doesn't count.
When booze gets on it, after a while between the working hours, they just stop showing up.
Those of us who have not actually threatened politicians And
so when I was sort of when I was in my early 20s, I'll say 22, 23, somewhere around there.
That was a couple years ago.
I got okay. All right. Maybe this is too much information, but I got a urine infection.
Never
right?
On this show.
Oh yeah,
and that's one of those where you're like, oh fuck, it hurts every time I take a leak, right?
Oh,
Yep.
And so I had to go to the doctor for it, and the
That's
doctor,
called VD.
Well, I don't know. No. So the doctor basically said you have
I loved a woman who was unclean.
you have a urinary tract infection, and the doctor was basically like, okay, so essentially one of three things contribute to this, like baseline, not enough water, but also too much citrus in your diet, too much caffeine in your diet, and too much alcohol in your diet.
Drink
so
some
guess
cranberry
which
juice.
guess which two I cut out.
Orange juice.
I'm like, I didn't have that much juice, to be honest, but I drank a lot of caffeine, like sodas all the time during the day at work, and then pretty much just the weekends for alcohol, but lots of soda, not enough water. Bottom line. So
are you drinking diet soda?
Huh?
Are you a diet soda guy? You're a diet soda. No, you're full octane. I like it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've cut way back. I hardly drink any. Now, it's once in a while, and it's a diet soda.
Only when he drinks.
I'm saying overall, in the history of me drinking sodas, it's been regular soda. But yeah, so it was probably like 2 or 3 months where I didn't have any soda at all, any citrus drinks at all. And then
plenty of beer.
Yeah, one day I had I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to have a Dr. Pepper, like a, 7-Eleven super big gulp or some shit.
Half a gallon.
I was like, I was all like tweaked out, Yeah. So that was my trying to not alcohol, maybe not really.
It amazes me how quickly your tolerance goes down when you, even for like a week or two, you eliminate it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes, right.
Andrew. Yeah.
It's going great.
You go.
It's
it
cheaper.
takes like no time. It's cheap date really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Take advantage of you.
Gabriella said,
I'm in trouble.
Gabriella said, washing lettuce along with your sweat, the sweatest from last week.
Lettuce along with
the sweatest.
Seabird sweatest.
That's right.
People drunk.
It's fucking hilarious.
Horrible hangovers.
Yeah.
Sweatest.
Let's spit that Bud Light out, Dave.
I know.
Like Joe Rogan, he does sober October. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna be sober in October with drinkers and shit.
No, that's what I said. Like,
I train all year for that.
Like fuck that, because it's drinkers, so there's no way.
I don't think I've ever had more than like 2 or 3 weeks max without a drink since I was like 22, 23.
12.
That was like
I probably had a few times when I was in my early 20s where I was like, got shit-faced drunk, got sick, like with the pepperoni in my nostril, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's a good
where I'm like,
You
no
wear
more
off the
drinks.
sauce and it lasts like a week.
Yeah.
Well, no, I would go sober for like a month, maybe 2.
Oh.
But then,
That's impressive.
where I'm like, I'm not drinking at all. It just the sight of it and the thought of it would make me sick to my stomach. But
But you get over that.
Yeah, you get over that.
Yeah, it's amazing what 1 or 2 would do. It's like it helps.
All
get
right,
over it real
okay,
quick.
Mock, I got another good story for you.
Oh, okay.
There. So this is with my wife, actually, probably 10 years ago. No, it was more than that, maybe 15 years ago. So
Let's see, how old is your youngest son?
Right, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Nice.
So my wife's a school teacher, and they used to do these fundraisers every year where it was like a silent auction kind of thing where all these parents show up and people donate stuff, and it's a big party, and the money's supposed to go to stuff for the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and it's like an offsite event, and they want the adults to get drunk because they'll spend more money on bidding on shit, right? So I know all the inside people because like my wife's a teacher and all the other teachers are working there.
Yeah,
and it was they had the blue something, I want to say Blue Lagoon, but Blue Lagoon, something like it. Anyway, some kind of rum drink that was blue in color.
Oh, Blue Hawaiian, probably.
That's probably right. Yeah, it was a Hawaiian themed party.
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah,
so
they use blue Caraco in that.
So my wife's coworker
pineapple.
So you basically buy like tickets to
Orange
buy
juice.
to pay for your drinks, and then they give you your drink, right? Well, they made them extra strong to begin with because they want everybody to get drunk.
Yeah.
And then I was getting like freebies like left and right, and I'm like, I really shouldn't have any more. And she brings me over another one. It's like 12-ounce cup, which should be like a 4-ounce or kind of thing. And I was like so shit faced when we left there, and we get home and so when all right, here's another little too much information. If I drink too much, I tend to I always take a shower before I go to bed.
Yes.
Habitually. But if I drink too much, I'll just be like, fuck it. I don't want to spend my time putting on shorts or anything. I just flop in bed naked, right? So I wake up in the middle of the night, and Jim and Carrie, you've seen our house, the last house we were at, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hallway from our bedroom to the kitchen-ish.
Yep.
So when you guys were there, it was tiled, but at the time it was carpet. And so I woke up at 3 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, the room's totally spinning. I'm like, fuck, I need some water. I'm spinning. I go to the kitchen, I get a glass. I'm at the fridge, and my knees give out, and I'm like, oh shit, this is not good. So I quickly chug some water down, put it down on the counter. I'm like, I gotta go back to bed and lay down. And I get halfway down the hallway, and just lights out.
No.
And I wake up to my wife standing over me, shaking my shoulder. She's like, Chris, are you alive? She actually said that. Are you alive? And I'm like, huh? What's going on? My arms to the side. I just went straight down on my face. On the floor,
like a dead fish.
Yeah. And but I'm like, imagine the horror to my wife, completely naked. Face down on the floor. She hears this thud at 3 in the morning. What's going on? And I'm just face down on the floor with my arms on my sides. Didn't even try to break my fall or nothing. It was just bad.
Well, that explains your face.
Yeah. But man,
my
face. Yes,
remind me of this.
And was it just blue,
It was the blue, whatever the fuck that shit was.
Yeah, that blue rock. Oh,
I was so jacked the next day, and I'm like, my face, it just felt like someone hit me with a baseball bat, because my full body weight, just the first thing that hit the floor was my face.
It hurts here and here. Here. Yeah.
I think that's rum, and or you can use coconut rum, or they have that coconut, Coco Loco, whatever, coconut juice stuff. It's so sweet.
But yeah, blue crackle.
And then blue carousel.
Seabart, is that big in Canada? Shit. I feel like when I was 19, 20, when the drinking age was, people go to Canada, Niagara Falls, Ontario, and it was big. All the maybe for kids, girls, blue Hawaiians. I just remember that's an or it's big in Canada.
It's a real sweet coconutty drink.
Girly.
Bad. You can only drink one because they're so sweet. It used to be a tradition at my house that we would make them for Christmas. While we're opening presents, we'd all make blue Hawaiians and drink our blue Hawaiians while we're opening gifts. It's kind of weird, but that's how
my wife's a trooper, though. I mean, she's dealt with some shit with me, so
yeah.
I love you, Lisa. Thank you.
If she's seen
your wife is awesome.
Shit
yeah.
So all right, one more. Sorry.
All right.
So
I'm saving these for fucking LA. So
my bachelor party, right?
Well, not all of us are going to be there, so I want to hear him now.
Yes.
I am not telling them to
I kind of did the whole thing in reverse. I was
I have not told one story, by the way, from these fucking.
No,
not one. I'll tell you in LA. That's
okay. All right, drinkers, sounds good.
Not.
So I did my shit in reverse, right? Date the girl I really want to be with, live with her, have a kid, and then decide to get married, right? So that was kind of the process for me. So my oldest son, Seth, he was probably 3 or 4 months old. And then my buddies are we decided, whatever, we were getting married. So
yes.
A bunch of my BMX buddies Jack, we got to have a bachelor party. I don't care if you've already been living with her and you have a kid, we got to do a bachelor party. I'm like, all right, let's do it. So crazy night, hammered, shit face, I was not driving, other people were driving, but my wife wakes up to me, she hears all this clunking noise down the hallway. This is an older house we were living in. And she didn't know what was going on, but eventually I like made it in bed and fell asleep. And so, you know, she goes to I went down to the hall bathroom instead of our master bath. And she's like, God, Chris, this is so disgusting. Couldn't you at least puke in the toilet? It was just like everywhere, like all over the walls, all over the floor, you know, like she cleaned it all like this. She cleaned it all up. I'm like, oh man, like I feel so bad, you know. And then here's the topper. Like she goes to like grab my clothes to like do laundry, and inside my short pocket was a pair of panties. You know, she's like, all right, where the hell these come from?
Oh man.
So I had to tell her the whole story. It was all good, you know. I was like, I remember the early part of the night, the first half of the night. I don't remember really the second half of the night. But you know, we went to some strip club, and the guys paid all this money to throw me up on stage, and the girls like handcuff me or whatever, tie my hands behind my back, and they're all dancing around me. And then one of them takes off her panties and puts them like over my head. And I keep that pair apparently. And so
I love that.
Good choice.
So okay, so this ties into video games a little bit. So we wind up at this one bar.
Video game
and the dick thing, the dick.
So we wind
He's
up at
whacking
this,
off dicks in a fucking spot somewhere.
So we wind up at this other
For
club.
points.
The last nightclub we wind up at, they had a mini arcade out in front. So this is like 2000, so 20 years ago. And they had a Cruise in USA sit down machine. And my buddy Aaron, he's like, yeah, Yak, you were just like sitting there like acting like you were playing the game, but you didn't put any quarters in. You're like making all the loud noises, like acting like you're having. So he's like, we all just kind of pitched in and kept throwing quarters in for you so you keep playing, right? But he's all, this is the part I don't really remember. Like he's all and then I thought about it, I was like, shit, there's a movie called Blue Velvet.
Oh yeah.
So the guy that huffs nitrous in the movie, right?
Dennis Hopper.
He's like, you're pretty much doing that, but with the girls' panties. You're like, oh man, they're having such a good time tonight, and you just like grab the panties. You're like, yeah.
There's nothing better than
oh
strippers'
shit,
panties.
I don't really remember that part, you know. Yeah.
Then he put them on, and no.
All right, so that's enough of my drunk stories for tonight.
That's a good.
Those are a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Inconceivable.
Funny.
Yeah.
New show segment, Gag's drunken stories.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll share the fun spot one and the Grinkers one.
Oh, we already know about those.
Story
They're
time
there
with
for the
Gag.
Grinkers one.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
The fun
Blue
spot
Hawaiian.
one, actually, you might be able to let that one out of the cage at some point because.
Oh yeah. Fuck that guy.
Shit, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
He's not even in the community anymore.
Sporadic things about that one. That's why I heard pieces of the fun spot.
Yeah.
I want to hear the whole.
I don't know if I heard the fun spot one.
There's some good fun spot ones.
Yeah.
In some ways, they're better than the Grinkers ones.
I don't think any of them were harmful. Nothing was like bad, you know.
Nobody died.
The only person that became an idiot out of it was me. You know,
camera equipment was
I did
saved.
nothing hurtful or bad to anyone else. It was just.
Can he just tell it?
No.
Save it.
Yeah.
Save it. Well, no, it's
Teaser.
Jack's story. So
I want to hear. I want to hear from the beginning to end. I've got so many pieces of this, and I want to hear like his perspective.
So,
like, from Gak's world, like not other people, like just shaking their head, like
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
So Gak in a Blue Hawaiian, it's 1 ounce light rum, 1 ounce blue Curaçao.
Curacao.
Yeah, Curacao. Blah, blah.
So I'm not good with hard alcohol.
Yeah,
And
nice
then you
tea
start
base.
mixing up all that shit. I'm fucked. You know.
It's solid alcohol, basically.
Yeah.
Like there's 1, 2,
Long Island.
3.
Well,
There's 4 ounces
There's
of
soda
alcohol.
in Long Island.
plus the isn't there pineapple juice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
that's what
pineapple
makes it too
juice,
sweet.
Oh, you're
cream
fine
of-
then.
Cream of coconut.
Yeah, that helps with
It's
urinary
Benino
tract
Chino.
infections. Oh, no, wait, hurts.
So it's basically all
Cranberries.
sweets and alcohol, 50-50 mix, it looks like. Served in a hurricane glass, which is only like a 10-ounce glass.
But then you have the fruit that you float in it, and that
Yeah.
takes up some of the
It's like a wop.
space too in the glass.
But there's still a lot of rum for a glass that's like this.
I know
Yeah,
they were
no,
like those red, you know,
They go down so
plastic
smooth.
cups.
Oh yeah.
It had
Filled
an
to the
umbrella
rim,
in it.
you know, probably.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 of those. I don't know how many. Yeah.
4, 5, 6 of those.
Yes. Yeah.
No, you can't just drop us into the
Good
fucking
push.
spot story. We have to lead up to that one. That's
Jack's like, he's rethinking. He's like, do we?
It's too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to tell it, dude, it's your fucking story.
I mean, how many years ago we're talking?
Herman.
All right.
that was Brofest 2, I think.
Yes.
It's a long time ago.
So I have to tell a little backstory.
I need to be. I need
Oh,
to
wait, I'll cue it up here.
Shit.
Yeah, backstory.
Next, we have our very own Gag Attack.
Story-
story from Brofest 2.
Welcome
I
to
gotta wait
story
for
time
Seabart
with
to come
Gak.
back.
Yeah.
But it's so I want to hear the whole thing because I just hear parts and I know.
I'll tell the best from my
Punchline.
recollection,
All
and
right,
I'm
I'll be right
sure
back.
others have different versions.
But I want to hear his point of view.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of like well, I'll tell it. I can't because it'll give away.
And I
the
don't think
surprise.
it puts me in any kind of like happy light. You know, it's like
Yeah, you're the only one.
I'm not trying to like falsify information or
Nope.
anything.
I love how Nashville just primed in for his very first post in our fucking IRC tonight. I think he says, "Oh, great stories from Brofest 2."
Ah.
And I'm
He
gonna go
just-
see.
speaking of Clint, he posted on my eyes video on my YouTube channel like a day or two ago, my 41 million video, and he's like, so this happened the summer of 2016 before CAX.
Well
I'm
before,
like, no,
yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure it was right after CAX.
Well, so
Because it was after that, but before Grinkers. Anyways.
I'm gonna see Clint on Friday. So I will.
Oh, shit.
Really? Yeah, Clint and I are gonna hang out on Friday. So this is
Nice.
the feral cat road trip you guys know about, right? So
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
so
that's right.
right. So on Thursday, as we're queuing up the story here,
Keep
yeah,
going.
that's going to be 28 hours of that. You just keep. Yeah.
Of Island Pirate.
like that, the painful-
cat
All right,
shit
so
stories.
imagine 28 hours. Keep going.
Damn it,
Stop
Jim.
going.
Coughing up fur balls.
28 hours of that. But in the middle, I'm going to go stop and see Clint. We're gonna
Good job, Andrew, for plowing through that.
Yeah.
That's an experienced host right there.
Yeah.
You have 3 children in here.
I was
2 of them are
encouraging
me
it
and
at the
Jim.
same time. Yeah, no, Clint. I'm going to see Clint on Friday. We're going to go hang out in some arcades in Nashville after
Very cool.
12 hours on the fucking road from Tampa. But you know what?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's right.
Jimbo, perfect. That's gotta be in your top 5.
That was not a timing thing. That was just a random. I need to play a fart sound.
Wait, Andrew's
But
talking.
still the timing.
Let's fart.
Yeah, because that's all he does. I mean,
All right. Did we get our story?
Yeah,
Okay,
anyway,
Dave,
so
I'm excited.
We're all
Dave,
here.
I'm going to give you the backside. Hear me out here, please. Bear with me. It's going to be like a 3-minute build-up, maybe more.
Everybody mute.
So, yes. So, all right. So, backing up a little bit, the Grink going into Brofest 2. Andrew and I were very involved behind the scenes with helping put all that shit together. So
and that was the year that got my art shot down. The first time.
yes,
I got my
so
art
looking
shot
at the wiener. Yes.
Yeah.
God, that was the
So-
best.
That was the box.
That was a good
Look at
one.
the wieners. That was the boxer shorts.
So the thing that
Yeah.
I'll say I was bummed about was the year before we all got out there early and went to John Jacobson's place and kind of partied there the first night
Oh yeah, I
and
remember
got to
that.
hang out. So Brofest 2, I don't think that happened, right?
Sorry
No one-
about that. Me and Carrie apparently ruined it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think Brofest 2, that didn't happen at all, I want to say, right? So, but in my case, with timing, my youngest son, so he was at the end of 8th grade, which is junior high school, and it's kind of like a graduation party. They call it a promotion. So you're going from junior high school to high school. So it's like a big event for parents and family, right? So it happened to be on that Thursday, the day I wanted to travel to Boston. And so my schedule got all fucked up. So instead of leaving in the morning, I had to take a red-eye flight Thursday night to Boston because the party started at noon, or was supposed to, noonish Friday, right?
I heard a robot.
We got
for a
it.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
For a
it.
minute there, you started to cut out.
but
We
it-
cannot have this cut out.
It came through. It came through.
Yeah, we got
All
it.
right,
We got
so
it.
initially the plan was to fly out on Thursday, get somewhere Thursday night, and then be kind of somewhat fresh Friday morning because Friday is going to be a long day. But in my case, I got kind of, hosed because, no fault of my kid, but, I couldn't miss his 8th grade promotion. So I left Thursday afternoon and it was a red-eye flight to Boston. So I got like maybe an hour and a half sleep Thursday night. And it was a, long ass night. And I screwed up like the car rental I had was on a credit card, but then I didn't bring my credit card that it was on, so they wouldn't give me the car. So I had to do all this shit. Like I lost like an hour and a half Friday morning at the car rental place at the airport after like having no sleep that night. So I was just like a fucking wreck. And then drove, I was by myself and then drove straight to Fun Spot because Andrew and I, like I said, we were kind of like the guys behind the scenes prepping and getting all this stuff ready.
We were still doing like drinkers by ourselves.
Yeah.
Fun spot.
Basically. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I think you and some other guys were already at Nassau the night before and you guys all partied. I wish I could have been there, but you guys were all hungover as fuck, I think Friday morning. Right. and I had no sleep. And in my case, I had no sleep and drove straight to Fun Spot. And then it was like, oh shit, people are starting to show up here pretty much already. We got to get all this organized. So I'm like, just getting paperwork together, working with Clint, whatever, all that stuff. So it's kind of like nonstop. Like I only had an hour-ish of sleep the night before, traveled. And so it was like a long day, all the arcade stuff, totally fun, no regrets. But we get back to, was that when, I think that was the same day that the
Adam
Sandler was at the Nassau.
Clint and I were
Resort.
just talking about that and fucking.
So then like get back to Nassau and then he's there and it was like, okay, got kind of everybody's starting to party, getting
Tiggy,
getting the energy boost.
Oh
to like
God! Can you imagine
again.
fucking Ty? Like if you're Adam Sandler and Ty coming up with his like wife beater and big hairy grizzly guy.
Right.
And,
He was the first one to comment. He texted people, I think, saying,
"Hey, want to watch me fuck my wife?"
Yeah.
By the way, here, all 10 of my kids meet Adam Sandler. Yeah.
So we get back to Nassau. I don't know what time it was, 8 p.m. ish or something, maybe 10, and partying and all that. And meanwhile, no sleep. But I'm like, adrenaline kicking in. And, Leo, I love you. You brought out Treehouse and all that. So we're having all those beers, just getting, pretty lit, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and I think
Carrie can kick in on this conversation because this was like where we met Carrie.
Yeah.
I have a recording of Carrie speaking on the
and you guys,
right.
okay, so that was with the eyes in the cottage too, right? Same night.
Yeah, I remember getting fucking.
No, that was
that was the next year.
That was
the next year. Yeah,
you're talking about Brofest.
That was Brofest 2.
Brofest 2 was when Jacobson his kid was graduating from high school, so he didn't arrive till. That's why.
So Brofest 1 was the eyes.
No, Brofest 2 was the eyes.
Okay, so
but
I'm
you're
right.
getting
it is
yes.
2.
I'm talking about Brofest 2.
Okay.
Oh, so in that case, I was at Brofest 1, which is where I first met you.
You were
Yes.
one. Okay.
Met you guys.
Oh, okay, never
And
mind.
so this
But-
is Brofest
Sorry.
2, where
Brofest 2,
by then I
yes.
already
So you
knew.
guys had the cabin. I think
Yeah,
it
I
was,
knew you guys.
It was
by then. Yeah.
Andrew, Jimbo, and
I
Carrie.
was drinking like 2 beers of Treehouse, and I go into the cabin. Then we had 80s music going, and I would dance by myself, grab another beer, come back out.
Beers on it.
And
And
have it.
Oh, we had
Jacklet.
the trashed cabin with the fucking
It was a
bathroom
fucking frat party
where people
Yes.
were like spinning around in the bathroom, just pissing on
Yes.
all the walls.
Yeah.
little helicopters
So
everywhere.
and Jack
Everywhere
brought
but the
eyes
toilet.
cabinet out, and Jimbo's playing it.
Yeah, Jack
So, I mean,
did. That was
another,
awesome.
and then that was like the next level of like, okay, another adrenaline rush. Let's keep going, drinking and all this.
John did 12 takes with his video camera.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, and
Exactly.
he showed up at 5 a.m. with a fucking
And-
camera.
He
I
came
don't think
back
I was-
while the sun was rising.
And honestly, I don't think I was doing anything wrong. We were all joking around, having a good time. Andrew and I had a couple jokes about some people and stuff, you know. We'll leave that private.
We'll leave that private.
And then, well, I'll say this much. Then John Jacobson walks up and he's like, Andrew, what's the deal with this whole vape thing? Like, he wanted to try out your vape.
Oh God, I was there
like,
for that
fit
too.
It in. He's like, you know, like on himself.
He was like power hitting it like it was a fucking bong.
Yeah. So anyways, so you know, let's say maybe 1 or 2 a.m. ish. I'm like, okay, I got to go to sleep. Like
before
it was
the sun came up.
Your eyes, Gak. I remember looking at you, and they're like bloodshot.
Yeah, you know, so I'd been up for, I don't know, 36, 40 hours. I don't know how long.
No excuse.
Anyway.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and more importantly, who you were staying with.
So yeah, I'll back up a little bit. So from the prior year, I hooked up a deal with Nassau, and I was like, hey, you know, we're bringing in all these people. Maybe if we can get a discount on prices, and then us as the quote unquote hosts can get a free cottage. So I hooked it up to where we got 2 free cottages. So
not mine.
Yeah, not yours, because you were already staying with Jimbo and Carrie.
Yeah.
But I think that was
I was staying with Jim. It was Jim.
Okay. Okay. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Well, I was there in the beginning.
You were there the first night.
Yeah, first night, and then
But I think it was a case of Andrew. You already.
Then we broed it out.
Andrew, I think you already had kind of like it wasn't clear if we were going to be able to get the deal or not.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of like, okay, if you can bring in, I don't know how many it was, 40 people, we'll give you the free places. But anyway, so we did hit that. Anyway, so the cottage I was sharing, it was the same people as the year before. It was Fetish Boy. He got his own room because he didn't like people snoring. And then it was me and Greg from Arcade Impossible sharing a room. I think it was just the 3 of us, right? I think so. Yeah. It was just the 3 of us at that cottage. We were at the same exact cottage as Brofest 1. The same corner. Bed situation, everything. No problems the year before. And then this year, you know, like like I said, drunk and super tired. And so, you know, I crashed in the room. Don't remember anything really once I got back to the room. And I wake up in the next morning and both Fetish Boy and Arcade Impossible Greg were gone. Like, I'm like, huh, that's weird. Yeah, I thought we were gonna like have breakfast or hang out or something, you know, like they're totally gone. So I'm just kind of hanging out, cleaning up, getting ready for the day. And then they show up, like they went for a jog or something. And then Fet's like, man, Greg's like pissed off at you. I'm like, why? You know, what's the problem? You know, and he's like, and then Greg looks at me. He's like, seriously, dude, you're not sharing the room with me tonight. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? You know, like, ha ha ha. I got us this fucking place for free. Ha ha ha. If anybody's leaving, it's you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? You're not even a sponsor of this fucking event.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's all, no, I'm serious. I'm not sharing the room with you tonight. You're not staying in the room with me tonight. I'm like, really? I'm like, what happened? I mean, I have no clue. You know, he's like, dude, you woke up in the middle of the night, like you came
fucked
in
my
here.
asshole.
Yeah. he's all you came in here hammered as fuck, and you lay down in the bed, and then like it was all good, you're snoring, whatever, that's fine. And then you get up and you're like, oh, I gotta take a piss. Like I guess I was kind of loud about that. And in our bedroom, we had there's 2 doors in the bedroom. There's one, the door on the left is our closet, and the door on the right goes out to kind of the main room to go to the bathroom. So the door on the left to the closet, which I didn't have anything in there. I just had like my bag of clothes. That was it. So in the closet, he had like a bag of clothes on the floor or something. He's all, you open that door, fucking Gak. You open that door, and you're like, God, I gotta fucking piss so bad. And you're like, fucking whip it out, and you're about to piss all over my clothes. I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't remember that. You know, I'm sorry. You know? He's like, no. He's like, but you didn't. And I was like, no, Gak, go the other side. It's the other door. And then you kind of start walking down the room. And it's not very wide. It's like 10, 12 feet wide room.
Tiny rooms.
And in between the 2 doors was a dresser on the wall, right? So the dresser has like 3 or 4 drawers in it, right? And so he's like, you're just like feeling along the dresser, and you like grab the handle on the dresser drawer, thinking it's the door to the main room, and you just fucking ripped on the door handle. It was actually the drawer handle, and he's like, and that's the drawer with all my camera equipment in it. He's like,
oh no,
that's like my camera equipment I do all my YouTube videos with and stuff, man. And I'm like, shit,
Basically,
man, really?
Gak
And he's
just
all,
ruined
yeah, you
Arcade
just like
Impossible.
rip the drawer out, and everything crashes down to the floor. And he's all, fucking shit, dude. That's all my stuff, man. And
shit.
he's all, you're like laughing your ass off, and you're like, you're acting like you're Hulk. You're like, fucking Gak smash, bro. Like I was acting like I was gonna stomp out all of his camera equipment and shit. Gak smash, right? And he's like, you didn't though. You stepped around it, and you went to the bathroom and whatever, and then you just came back and just passed out in bed. And I'm like, okay, so
what's the problem?
Yeah. I didn't piss on
his
your
camera
shit, and I didn't break your shit. I was just kind of like annoying in the middle of the night. Okay, so
oh my god, doesn't nobody have any drunk friends besides me?
I know.
Yeah, what a wiener.
I'm sure Chris remembers this, but as soon as I heard this story, I was like, dude, fuck Chris, stay with me anytime. Dude,
you didn't break anything. You didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
Over his camera equipment.
Come on, man.
I felt horrible though, because like he was so pissed off, and he was serious. Like,
he was
like,
super
laughing.
pissed off. Yeah.
And I'm like,
But
so
he
then
doesn't
like,
know you.
Don't bring $1,000 cameras to a.
So the second
night,
his
big channel of 10,000 subscribers. Ooh, yeah.
So the second night it was so the other cottage was John Jacobson, and it was his local buddy that he does the music stuff with.
Oh yeah.
Matt Bradford.
Yeah.
Matt McCarthy.
Or
is that what it was?
No,
that's
the guy from.
Anyways, the one he does his band with, the music stuff.
I shot the shit with him and his buddy.
I can't remember the guy's name now, but it was him and that guy, and I think somebody else.
Matt Osborne.
No.
I think it's Matt
Osborne.
I'm getting it wrong. It's probably not even Matt. Anyways, it was him and that his music dude, and then it was supposed to be Joe Zhao.
I'm blanking on that.
But then Joe flew out with his family, so
right,
he didn't stay
they
with
stayed
them.
in the hotel. Yeah.
So they each kind of like had their own separate bedrooms. But then his John's buddy couldn't stay there Saturday night, so he had like the open room.
McCarthy,
I'm like, hey,
you're right.
I'm all, hey John, do you care if I like stay in your other room? Because Greg's all pissed off at me, and he's like, yeah, man, just don't fuck up my shit. And I'm like, I'm not gonna miss anybody's stuff, So and it was totally
what
fine.
What drummer is it in?
Thomas.
Yeah. Totally fine the next night. And actually Saturday night was when we were up till almost sunlight.
I know. Yeah,
we saw the sun coming up at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Like every night.
Wait, I thought
we watch it come up every night.
Oh wait, no, that wasn't Joe. Like what room were I thought Joe was staying in that one cabin with fuck, what's his name? Carrie, you know who I'm talking about. It was Joe and God, what's his handle?
Ryerson?
He tried kissing you or something like that.
Are you talking about
Ryerson? It was they had their own cabin like next door or whatever. And we were there. We were all singing like we were all like rapping and shit, like singing along. And I thought Joe was staying in that cabin. Joe.
No, Joe. He went out there the second year, Brofest 2. He was with his family.
I thought I was with Leo.
Well, he was there. He just wasn't staying there. Then that's what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, I was with Ryerson and Leo because Ryerson is the best. He looks the most hungover of anybody I've ever met. The next day when he went to breakfast, like he literally looked like if you gave him a gun, he was just like, I can't take it. Like we're walking to that cafe to get breakfast, and I'm like, he's just so bad. Yeah, it was Ryerson because I remember seeing.
Yeah, he had the Star Spangled Banner.
He was the one that told me I was mixing my man hands with too much bitters.
He has that face on where it's just like.
And I'm like, fuck you. I love my bitters. Yeah.
I wanted more bitter.
Bitters makes it better.
All right, so Dave, there's my.
But Gak, it's so funny because I thought you literally peed on Greg's camera equipment.
No, but apparently it was like if he didn't intervene, I probably would have. Not his camera equipment, his clothes. His clothes were in the closet.
Yeah, but his camera
equipment,
nothing
I
was
was
damaged.
joking like I was going to stomp him out or something.
I remember seeing them at that breakfast place like one of the next days, and they were the least social people.
They
ever.
were not happy with the rest of us. Yeah,
really.
Yeah, what
gotta learn to lighten
what
up.
A bunch of tards. Yeah,
I got friends that piss over everything. Fuck.
Oh, speaking of
this
Leo.
is part of the game, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Leo did that?
That's why I didn't want to lead up. You know, it's
that shit's inevitable. That's why I took us all out to that fucking trampoline, because like that was a safe place.
Not doing drugs.
Yeah, that's a story too.
I'm looking at
Jack, you can pee anywhere you want, and I'll shake it for you.
I go, I'm not jumping. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna swim
I
up.
just remember like grabbing Dave that night and just be like, "Let's go do something crazy," and you're like, "I'm not doing drugs." I'm like, who the fuck am I? You think I'm a drug?
I don't know. You got this look in your eye, like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go do something fun.
Then that picture was taken. I'm like, look, it's a big dancing baby.
You know, the bartender at the
she
she remembers that every time I have Fun Spot, and I'm going to go back twice this year again because I'm going for Leo's thing, which a little plug. It's May 29th. The original
March might be a little cold.
yes. The weekend after Memorial Day, we are doing Sneak Fest, the old Bro Fest that same weekend. But the bartender I did show her the dancing baby, and she's like, "Oh my god!" So she remembers. Remember me? Dancing baby.
So Nashville and yes, Greg Hansen, Arcade Impossible. He asked that in the chat, just to clarify.
I barely post videos anymore.
Yeah.
I thought you had a team.
Yeah.
I guess I sort of burned a bridge there. I don't know. Whatever. Life goes on.
I wouldn't say you lost anything.
Yeah, you got a good story.
Yeah.
It was well worth it. At least the rest of us.
That's awesome.
Sneak Fest 3. Yeah, holy shit. That's true.
That's right.
Wow.
Leo's third one.
Yeah.
So he's the longest running post whatever arcade tournament at Fun Spot.
Oh, that's right. We were at his first one, just not last year. So.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
So there were only 2 Bro Fests?
Yes.
Oh.
Wow. Somehow in my mind, I thought that I'd missed the first one, but I was there for the second and the third. But no, okay. So it was just I'm not.
I missed the first one. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't there for the first one.
Right.
Yeah. So the first one I went to was the first one. Period.
Yeah. That's the first one that Gak and I were involved in.
Yeah.
That's
maybe that's what it is. Was there one that was? That's right, because it was because John took it over.
John took it over the year that Gak and I were involved.
Yeah,
and then that based on our Grinkers stuff, we were roped into doing the event for Brofest. So that was my first year with Brofest 1.
So when you guys got back from your trip, I had not met Carrie, but all you guys knew Carrie.
Right.
But then we went back to doing
Brofest 1 or 2. You're talking about Mock.
Brofest 1 or whatever. Whenever we met Carrie.
Well, Mock has never been out to any Brofest.
Right. Yeah.
No. So when you guys came back and we went back to doing our podcast, the show, Carrie was on. I'm like, who's this?
Right. Look what the cat dragged in.
Yeah. So it's my recollection. My recollection of Brofest 1 was, everybody was doing a big beer share on the tables.
Oh my God, there were so
there
many
on the
beers
beach,
out there. Yeah.
and we're all being rowdy and just drinking, having a good time.
That's where we met Leo.
After playing games all day, we're out there.
Yeah.
And I think Carrie, you were with someone else, staying in a cabin. It was like right behind where we were all partying at.
And John had a guitar. Yeah.
And we're all like, sorry, we didn't know who you were. We're like, sorry if we're being loud out here. We don't mean any, offense. And you're kind of like, oh no, it's fine. It's all good. We didn't realize you were there related to what we were doing, kind of thing.
Yeah. Right. Because we came in really late, and. So heard you guys, but we were like, "Oh, this is so cool," but by then it was
So
I know just how not cool you
were
are.
Fully integrated, Carrie.
But you did. Yeah, it didn't take long.
Yes.
And that's where I ended up chatting with Orange Whip and chatting with you guys a little bit. and meeting Leo, who was also like, oh gee, like, you know, here we are in this brand new environment. Yeah, it was cool. It was a lot. It was a lot of fun. I had a really good time that year. It was a blast. It was that was when I basically kind of got reintroduced to playing the games. Like and
Brofest 1, you're saying.
Yeah, Brofest 1, yeah, because it had been years since I had played, and I remember standing in line and just waiting to get registered. I think Andrew was behind the desk, or you were handing stuff out at the desk.
Yeah.
And you know, yeah, and waiting to get our numbers. We'd pre-registered. Yeah. I think we had pre-registered.
We were semi-organized at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Right.
And just
that
being wowed by all these people who collected or who were totally into it. And I was talking to some kid. I mean, he was like a teenager, and he was asking me, you know, very earnest questions about, you know, my favorite games and things like that. Like
his very first time chasing beer.
Yeah.
I just came in.
Knows what I'm talking about.
Did we just talk about what's his name?
Yeah.
The shot.
Yeah. Oh no, that's a different story.
Oh.
That was the third one.
That was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
That's the all-time favorite.
I missed that. Yeah.
So
fucking pancake shots.
So Clint says there were 3 Brofests.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
And that he
oh
and
yes,
John
you're right.
ran
Technically,
the
there
third
was
one.
a third one.
Yep.
Yes.
That Gak and I were not involved in, that John and Clint ran.
And then after that, it became Sneak Fest.
Yep.
That Leo
correct.
took care of, or something like that.
Yes.
But we're doing it again, May 29th. We will be there.
Nice.
The cabin's already booked. We're Leo, myself, and Donnie Graham from Rochester.
Oh, nice.
The Quakers. We're already there, and I'm sure we'll have a Brian Koo appearance. We'll have hot dogs in the cabin if people would like.
Man, if it was like you know where like California Extreme is for me, you know, a couple hours.
No,
drive,
it's far for you guys.
It'd be
it's
so much easier for me to go, but it's like East Coast is difficult. Yeah.
And this year I have that stupid conference that we're doing I don't even, the stupid part is I don't even go to the actual conference, but we're putting on like a training right before the conference in the morning that it starts. And that just like, it's right before, and I just can't this year for sure, but hopefully next year. I really want to go back. It's so much fun. I love hanging out with you and Leo and Candlepin Bowling, and Donnie's awesome. And when the Canadians came down, love them.
And we'll get more people this year than we had last year, just because we had a different weekend last year. So this year, this is the traditional weekend. It's the weekend after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
With some of the locals and some of the other people who just come to hang out. Still,
that's what they kind of prefer, right?
Yeah, like the guys from Ottawa, like, you know, Rob Ross and a lot of the local New Hampshire guys. But maybe we can get Jim from Minneapolis to come. I keep plugging Jim, trying to get
whoever this Jim from Minneapolis is, right?
Yes.
Minneapolis.
Maybe if we get an eyes in the cabin, they'll show up. But
nah, no one cares about that game. No, I'm so past that. Yeah. How about get some Street Fighter in there, and we can do dollar money matches.
What is this? That's so funny about I was thinking the only thing in Gak's defense is that Greg didn't know him. He was a stranger, basically. You know, hey, how you doing? It's not like if he had known him, you know, a little more close. So that was the first year Greg was there. He's basically a stranger.
But he'd never been to
not like he doesn't know him as a
yeah.
person. You know, like oh, this guy's not. You know, he's like, who's this guy? Like, oh my god. But still, the stories that when I pieced together is like he peed on all his camera equipment. And
stranger danger.
Yeah, I didn't realize he peed almost peed on the clothes, and then the camera equipment fell, but nothing was damaged. But you know, it's like the story got evolved, and I'm just hearing pieces of it, and I'm like, oh, poor Gak. But you know, it's like when Leo peed on cousin Brian. I'm like, you never knew anybody that just peed in the corner. He's like, no.
What?
Yeah. No, I love how you just dropped that without fucking leading into it at all. By the way, like, when Leo pissed on cousin Brian, it's a golden shower. I mean, that's
Leo, you got some explaining to do here, buddy.
Peed on his shoulder. Wasn't a huge deal.
It's no big deal. It was,
but he didn't.
A little bit of his hair.
Yeah,
his ear.
it was so classic because I'm up watching Rounders in the suite. Then Brian comes in like stomping and then just walking back and forth. I'm like, because Leo just peed on me. I go, oh, bullshit. So I go in the room because it's connected to the suite and I feel the bed. I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking wet. But it was all good in the end. Leo was just super hammered and just thought he was going to the bathroom.
So Brian had a shower and I'm hoping you washed your hand.
What's a little pee between friends?
Yes. Hey, he paid for the room, and I've roomed with Leo a ton of times. He's never pissed on me. I'm like, go ahead if I'm getting a free room. Just do it.
Get over with.
Well, that's my biggest thing. Is
close your eyes and open your mouth.
You basically you can't kick the host out of their own place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, you fucker. You don't like it. Get the shit. Get your.
This was the free
out
room.
Of here.
Yeah. How much did he pay for the room?
Yeah. Entitled fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
You should let us all pee on your equipment.
Yeah.
We're gonna take turns.
Damn straight.
There's different levels of.
And you have
There's more to that. There's more to that story that I don't want to like.
It's not like this.
There's more cringy stuff I could tell in that story, but that
all
was
right.
the good part.
That's it, folks. Good night.
All right, we'll hear the rest of this shit off air. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Wait, are you serious?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Well, a little bit.
Yeah.
So just a real quick notice. So I will be obviously driving on Thursday. So if you want to take over doing PC game night, that's cool. But I will not be available because I will be in Nashville.
Oh, okay. Actually,
it took me like 3 days to recover from my thumb.
I don't know if I'll be able to play Thursday. Actually, my wife wanted to go to some
have sex
street fair thing, or I don't know. So. Yeah.
Well, so Seabart or whoever wants to take over, if you guys want to take over, otherwise you can skip a week. But just want to let all of our raging fans know that we will not be playing
Raging.
Hey, we had a full.
We had a fucking
room.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
But I can't host this week because I'll be driving with feral cats.
Feral cats
to go see Clint. So
okay.
And then for me, next Tuesday I'm on vacation. I don't think the wife will find that very fun for me to go on a podcast while we're on vacation together. Yeah. I know, Mock, you did that shit from like Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was fun.
But at least that was like
with Jim's
yes,
sound
that
effects.
was awesome. But at least that was like that you had the gumption to like get up in the morning and get on because it was morning time, your time.
Yeah.
If it was the same situation for me, I would consider it. But
same old situation.
If it works out, then I try to connect in if I know that the show's happening,
Right.
Like I think I called in while I was like on our way to the airport. It was like 4 a.m. or something. Remember I was remember that? It was like really early and like
damn.
You took a boat to the airport, which is the weirdest thing ever. You get off the boat and you're in an airport. That's so weird.
Who was it that came on in an airplane?
That was Time Runner.
Time Runner did that.
He did it live
he used to be part of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Then he branched off and
he had a spin-off.
Spin-off.
The Vernon Shirley show.
He's Frasier to Cheers.
Yes, right.
Both good shows in their own respects.
Yeah.
Both went 11 seasons.
I noticed they had my friend on Damon.
Yes.
From Starcade.
Yes. Avid Geek, I think, is what he went by on KLV
years
ago.
He's not on it anymore. He's on the that other anti-Clov thing now.
He's mostly Facebook, I think.
Yeah. No, I mostly chat with him on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he had hit him on, but I was gonna watch his interview, but like they take forever to get to the interview. It's like get to the interview already.
their 12-minute intro to
and then I tried to watch another one of their shows, and it was fully removed because they broke some copyright law or something.
Oh really?
Ooh, maybe that was mine.
They ranked the whole show off.
So
anyway.
If it's not the arcade hangout, it's the arcade gathering.
Yeah. So
that sounds kind of occultish, right? Like for short, it's the gathering. Like
So Arcade Danger, I don't know if he's in the chat or not. Maybe I'll reach out to him.
I have not seen him.
2 weeks from today, I'm going to be in Santa Clara, like a mile from CAX, where it actually is.
Yeah.
For a work-related thing, and I was going to try to hook up with him. So maybe we'll try to meet up, and I got a hotel room, so maybe he'll
cool.
maybe he'll want to join me in a podcast night.
Cool.
So that's 2 weeks from tonight, but yeah,
I'll be late to the show next Tuesday because I fly back from SFO, and I think I get in around 10. It'll probably take me, so I'll probably be at least an hour late to the show, just FYI. But I'll be on.
Nice.
Cool.
All
right, so we'll see you folks next week. Hopefully I'll have some great stories from Nashville, and we'll tell some more stories from war stories from other places. Jesus Christ.
From Wyoming.
Can't believe we're telling. Yeah. You want to hear some Wyoming stories? We'll tell those too.
Andrew, enough time has passed. Fuck it. Right? It's been 5 years or some shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 years, maybe. I don't know.
I'm sure it's safe. We haven't heard shit from anyone else that we're talking about in the yard.
Yeah, they never found the body, so
Especially after 7 years, it's like it goes away.
Yeah, the statute of limitations
exactly
expired and that shit. So we're good.
Tell that to Cosby.
I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement because of
Nice. Yeah.
Just watch out for. There's no bars in Nashville. Just be careful.
All right.
All right.
Good night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
All right, 205, right?
205 in the back.
Oh yeah, I didn't say the name.